Well, I think I timed that pretty well. I think. Right? Yeah, there it is, 7 o'clock. And yes, Retrofest was pretty small. But hey, it was something that we did. It was something we did this weekend. And it was just a, just a thing. Just a thing. Didn't really pick up anything cool. Um I think Billy got some games. But yeah, it was just kind of a chill thing. Sold your PS5 Pro today because of a deal I couldn't pass up. Interesting, Ricky. And Movie Mike, welcome. Good to see you, sir. And look, you coming in hot. First. Gonna be a good night. I mean, I hope so. I hope so. And by the way, Ricky, no one complains about you being first. No one. Just no one. It's not a big deal. I've been having allergy issues, so I've been the last week I've been sneezing a lot, nose running. But yeah, feeling pretty good today. And welcome Rufus, welcome Cosma. Good to see you guys. They traded their PS5 Slim with disk drive and $300 for your Pro without the disk drive. Whoa, okay, now that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, what was the deal, Fox? Oh, there you go. There you go. Cosmo, sorry. I was like, what are you talking about? Now I see what you. Yes, that was a good deal. No one yells at you. No one yells at you. Got off work early for a doctor's appointment and snagged the first spot. Well, hey, you know what you get. I don't know. There's really no prize for being first. But hey, we're just all chilling. We're just all chilling. Now here's the thing. Here's the big question. Physical media is kind of, I don't know. There's it seems like it's been under attack for the last, well, I mean, however many years, but it seems like the news keeps talking about, oh, Sony's stopping production on recordable Blu-rays, and oh, Warner Brothers DVDs are gonna. I mean, look, that story was last year. That Warner Brothers thing happened last year because I talked about it. I know because I talked about it, and I set aside my Superman set for the same reason. It's been sitting there for a long time. So I don't understand. I don't understand why physical media is like under attack right now. Anybody? No? I don't know. I have to get clearing my throat. Been drinking a lot of tea. Trying to stay hydrated. And then Jinzu, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I did want to mention that for those of you who are curious, I got my replacement Blair Witch Project today. If you remember, there was instead of it being in stereo, they doubled the mono track on the original release. So I got my replacement disc from Second Sight. This didn't cost me a dime. So I thought that was pretty cool. Pixel Phoenix, I think, talked about it on the Discord. If you order directly from Second Sight, they got theirs first. Since I ordered from Diabolic and I had to send them my receipt, I just got mine today. So, and I was supposed to get another piece of physical media today, but no. I don't understand what's going on with USPS too. Because there are times you bring it up and it, usually says, latest update, and it doesn't give you a date. But then when it gives you a date, the date's always wrong. It's either going to be like 2 days after that date or 2 days before. Because I got some stuff early. I wasn't supposed to get this stuff till Wednesday. But then the one that was supposed to come today didn't come today. So I don't understand what's going on. But anyway. Movie Mike doesn't yell at you, Style Fawkes. Nobody yells at you. Nobody's upset. Nobody's upset. Oh, and by the way, today is March 11th. Happy 311 Day. I posted, well, my favorite song over on the Discord. My favorite 311 song. I'm not a huge 311 fan, but there are a couple. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Happy 311 today. My Retroid Pocket 5 is in Dallas right now, being shipped by DHL, and I just got a notification saying it's on hold there. You want me to go pick it up for you? And play it? No. More beats for your buck. Love me some 311. Yeah, I mean, look, it's Amber, man. Amber all the way. Amber's my favorite song of theirs. And I also like I'll Be Here a While. But Amber's it's my jam. It's my jam. It's good. It's a good one. I mean, it's pretty old now, but still good. I got a package yesterday that USPS still says will be here Thursday. Yeah, I don't usually get that. Like, I think that happened once, like 2 or 3 years ago, where it was like, it'll be here on whatever, and then it just showed up, and then it never updated. Like, I kept the tracking open just to be just for out of curiosity, and it just sat there. It's weird. I don't understand it. Transistor is one of the best albums of all time. I'll take your word for it because I don't know. I don't know. I will say, I think I've mentioned this before, but something really strange has happened. Okay. So my dad, when I was young, he liked country music, right? And I'm just like, ugh, yeah, I hate country music. And he said, when you get older, you're going to start liking that country music. Well, I'm older, and that's never happened. But another genre that I never thought I was going to be into. And I think I've talked about it. It's Neil Young. I'm digging Neil Young. And then was it Sunday? Sunday morning? It was cold. It was cold here. I mean, in Texas, it was cold. Like low 40s. We're doing the hiking thing. And I'm listening to, I was listening to the super deluxe version of Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. And it's like 4 discs or something like that. Or, you know what I mean? It's a long, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of live stuff, all that kind of stuff. I'm listening to that. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then the new Weight of the Tide album, I hadn't listened to it yet. Listened to that, and I was like, oh, that's okay. And then Bob Dylan comes on. And I'm like, man, this is perfect. There's something about folk music that is perfect for hiking. And I just love it. And, well, I got something else that will probably be good for the hiking, but we'll get to that. I used to never have problems, but lately every delivery I get is either early or late. I don't understand it either. And here's the weird thing. What was it? I'm trying to think of what it was. Was it something recent? But it came into Fort Worth, right? Which is, where I live. And then it went, like it was supposed to be here the next day. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's at the distribution center. I should be good. And then it went to San Antonio. So it spent an extra 2 days going out of the way. It was my liquid. Yeah, my liquid did that. And I'm like, it came from El Paso to Fort Worth to San Antonio back to Fort Worth. Like, why? What? Why? What are you doing? 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 I don't get it. But yeah, I don't know. A guitar I ordered from Best Buy still says in transit, even though I've had it for months now. Claim it never arrived. Free guitar, bad karma. I mean, yeah. See, that's the thing. I'm one of those people that I'm always honest about stuff like that because I've worked customer service. I know what it's like to have to fix an issue. And if somebody, like, there's been times when, like, Amazon, this is a stupid thing. This is one of those stupid things. Okay. And you probably like, why did you even waste your time? I did it. So we've been ordering these liquid IV, right? The little packets, the little powder packets you put in a bottle of water and you drink it, and it's, well, it's better than water, and all this stuff, right? So we ordered a bunch of stuff and it was bad. Like it was like it didn't taste right. Like it tasted like it didn't dissolve. Like when you pour it in water, you see it in your water bottle and there's like big chunks, and then it tasted like rancid or something weird. So I called them and I'm like, "Hey, this is jacked up." And they're like, "Okay, we'll give you a refund on your account or whatever." I'm like, "Okay." So I look, and instead of giving us a refund for the big pack, because what we did is we ordered another one thinking, I wonder if all of that flavor is just bad. So we ordered one. So what they did is that they refunded. All I know is that they refunded more than they should have. And so I call them back and I'm like, that's screwed up. You guys gave us too much. And they're like, it's okay. Oh, okay. So I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I have to be honest about that stuff, because I know what it's like to do customer service, and I hate when, back then when I would screw up something on some customer's account. But yeah, all right. Yeah, it's exactly what I did. I just was like, okay, that's what you want to do. Just give me free money, I guess. But yeah. Do you ever buy coils from Element Vape or just Wotofo? Um, I don't know if I ever have. I don't know. I think I might have bought some probably Wotofo coils from Element Vape, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's Element's good. I like Element. And by the way, there's no liquid tasting tonight because I've got, I've still got, I think, like 50 mils of each of those bottles left. Because, I have like multiple setups, and I don't vape as much as I used to. And I'm still vaping that little guy, which I do like. It's nice. I do that IRL chode for life. Which point? Ordering from Element? Or being honest about stuff? Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know. So, are you ready for a story? Story time. Okay? The year was 1992. I was a sophomore in high school. Excuse me. Hold on a second. My microphone stand just came undone from my table. So hold on a second. Let me get that back on there. I'm going to mute this. I was just trying to move my mic. And apparently, that was not on there securely at all. Because it took a lot of turns to get that tight again. I must have loosened that at some point for some reason. Sorry about that. Still works, right? Yeah, everything's good. What I wanted to do is move that there. Move this like this. There we go. That's better. Now it's in front of my face instead of over here. I don't know what happened. Oops, I don't need to tighten that one. I need to tighten this one. Anyway, the year was 1992. Okay? I was a sophomore in high school, and I should have grabbed it. In my AP English, whatever it was, advanced English, I don't know. We were reading Le Morte d'Arthur. Okay? Now, what my teacher did was split us out all into groups, and they said, you have to create something to tell this, she assigned us chapters, like a different chapter. And everybody had to do some sort of something creative to present the story of that chapter. Because if you've ever read this, there's a lot of different side stories. There's the Guinevere and Lancelot, right? There's the story of this and that, whatever, right? Well, we got assigned the story of Sir Gareth. Is it, where is it? If you've ever read Le Morte d'Arthur, it's a lot of tournaments. It's a lot of fighting. Yeah. The Tale of Sir Gareth. Okay? So we had to read it and basically somehow present it to the class. Well, what we did is we made a movie. And I was the director. And I also played the part of Sir Gareth and the Black Knight in the Tale of Sir Gareth. Well, Sir Gareth fights the Black Knight, which meant I had to fight myself at one point. And we did that by POV shots of me fighting with the camera, and whoever's holding the camera is fighting me. And then I would, because there were no, this was 92. We didn't know how to edit or anything like that. We didn't know what we were doing. So we just recorded it where it's like, okay, stop. So he stopped recording. I changed clothes, and then I fought myself again, and then changed clothes, fought myself again, and then I die. Okay? So basically, I played multiple parts. It was not good. My acting was terrible. I mean, Sir Robeth. Yes, exactly. Sir Robeth. Welcome, Bucho, by the way. Hi. Hi, sir. Interesting. I'm somehow completely unfamiliar with this book. Well, this is basically the King Arthur and the Legends of the Round Table. And I love it, but there's a lot of tournaments. If you read this straight through, there's going to be, in the middle of this story, they're going to have a tournament, and it's going to go on for whatever. And then it's going to list out who won and who lost. And you're like, who cares? Who cares? Just tell the story. If you really want to read the King Arthur stories, because I read 3 different ones. I read this again. I read T.H. White's The Once and Future King, which was really good. Like, I really enjoyed that one again. But then also there's a I think it's just called The Great Book of King Arthur. And what it is it's kind of a more recent book, and there are stories in that aren't in either one. So it's basically like they're all pretty, I mean, they kind of cover a lot of the same ground, but for my money, I enjoyed this because, well, I mean, I've got some nostalgia for it, but the Once and Future King was really good. Anyway, so we put this thing together, and the girl, there were 2 girls in it was me, it was 2 guys, 2 girls in the group. Well, it was my job to basically go over to this girl's house. Again, sophomore year, right? And we needed to edit this thing. So we're editing it and we're putting in some music. And some of the music, I'll show you in a minute. But basically, nothing ever happened. Nothing great. Like it wasn't like, oh, and then I started dating this girl or whatever. No, we just became really, really good friends. And then at one point, and this is one of those things where I look back and I go, why didn't I do anything? Like, what was I afraid of? She basically, in Latin, told me that she loved me. Why didn't I do anything about it? Because I was like, did you say what I think you said? And I'm sitting there the whole time going, is that what I don't know. I'm not sure. And then looked it up later and I'm like, holy crap, she told me that she loved me. And then never did anything about it. Like, I don't understand what I was thinking. But, she's a cutie pie. Anyway, long story short, we did the King Arthur thing. Tale of Sir Gareth, and it was actually pretty good. There were, it was my first directing job. It was bad. But one of the things we did is we used some music that we probably couldn't have used otherwise. And the music we used was from 1991's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. A lot of that music we used for the Tale of Sir Gareth in our production that we presented to the class. And by the way, I think we got an A+. We did a good job. I mean, it was not good, but it was better than almost anything else that we watched or we did. Like some people just did a play in front of us and just kind of shortened things. And it was kind of like, yeah, this is, meh. But anyway, we got a good grade. And as I mentioned last week, I just recently watched Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves in 4K, and it was awesome. And I'm like, wow, I really enjoyed that movie. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoy that movie. And the score is so good. Michael Kamen did an amazing job. An amazing job. And so I started looking online. And I found something that I had to get. Physical media, baby. How many times do you buy a brand new CD? What's the last CD you ever bought? But yeah, the expanded and remastered Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and it's 4 CDs. So basically, it's all the music used in the movie, and then CD 3 is alternate takes and additional music, and then CD 4 is the original album assemblies. So if you had the original score, the original CD, like the original score, you know what I'm talking about, the original score, everything's represented. Everything that was in the movie and everything that was edited for a CD. This is great. 4 CDs, and I was thinking, I've never heard of this company. I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's beautifully presented. It's beautiful. I was so impressed. So impressed. And then, let's see, open this side. Freaking cool, man. And then here's look, for somebody who's a fan of that score, this is amazing. So in here, you've got, pictures and whatnot. This has all of the, this is the cue assembly that you would, all the things that they recorded. And it's just, it's extravagant. This has all the things. It's so freaking cool. And then, let's see. There's, people talking about the stuff. It's got the original stuff that was in the liner notes on the original CD. This is amazing. This set is really cool if you're into this music. So anyway, very cool. And this is the company, Intrada. I bought it directly from them, and I gotta say, I kind of want to see what else they have, because I was thinking I was going to get something that wasn't great. This is freaking fantastic. So there you go. That's my story. And then, yeah. We used the music multiple times throughout our little thing. Of course, the main theme, because it's amazing. But we used some of the kind of the battle stuff. There's some battling going on, and we played some of that music during it. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So there you go. I'm I gotta say I'm super excited, and of course because of iTunes Match, I was ripping my CD and then got it onto iTunes Match, and now I have it digitally, and it's awesome. Now, I mean, yeah, you can just put that, if you're doing old school stuff, you can just rip it and then put it on your device or whatever. But with iTunes Match, once you put it on iTunes Match and upload it to iTunes Match, it's on all your devices, and you can just stream it, which is cool. So there you go. That was the first thing I got this week. Well, yeah, the first thing I got this last week. Now let's see what you said. What you all said. I'm somehow completely unfamiliar with this book. Yeah, it's a good. I mean, but it's, it's also, it's not exactly the best when it comes to narrative, but because I'd read it before, it was always like, yeah, I remember that. But I also remember a lot of especially when I went through the Tale of Sir Gareth, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the part where, the woman says that she's gonna, because there's at one point in that story, Sir Gareth is resting, and the manor, the not man, the lord of the house, I guess, that the guy's staying at, sends his daughter in there to basically just get naked and get into bed with him, and let come what may. And Sir Gareth is an honorable man and is like, you need to leave. I would not think of deflowering you and blah 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 blah. But yeah, so the part is, you see me sleeping, and then the camera moves back, and she's standing there, right? And then the camera moves down to her feet. What we did is, she had on, like, she had shorts and a t-shirt on, but then she had a robe on. And so she's standing there with her robe, standing there watching me sleep, and you see her undo her robe, the camera pans down to her feet, and then the robe drops, and then the lights go out. So it's kind of like, yeah. And then you hear me in the dark, you hear me saying, no, I can't do this because blah, 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 blah. All we did is we kept the lens cap on while I delivered my lines. But anyway, yeah. So that's that's what I did in 1992. And used this wonderful, wonderful score by Michael Kamen to get an A+ on my whatever that was. So there you go. Story time. I did not make the connection. I've read many of the Arthur stories, just not by that name. Yeah, I think that's one of the most famous ones. Of course, Once and Future King was a famous one. This was early 1900s. He actually released multiple books, and Once and Future King is sort of like the compilation, the omnibus of all the stories, except for the last one, which I had never read and loved. So yeah, there you go. Editing it. I'm not sure. Editing. What did I say? I got that CD at Retropalooza. Yeah. 4 Staffaux. 4 CDs. It's pretty cool. It's the expanded and remastered score. And again, it's from Intrada. Intrada. And I'm going to go back to their like, if you look on eBay, these are like $70, $80. I got it for $38.99. For me, that's worth it because I love that score. And I mean, talk about something that you can listen to while hiking. Come on. Freaking the Little John and the Merry Men part of the movie. Come on. You said you and that girl were editing the video. Yeah, we were. We were editing what was shot. We had 2 VCRs set up and we're putting it all together. So yeah. I was going to post my wick job, but I'm rusty and forgot how I don't like how it looks. Well, I mean, that's a thing. And Leon's yelling at you for some reason on Discord. As long as it works, no hotspot, screw it. Yes, exactly. That's the way it works, man. That's how vaping works. So let's go over what I watched this week, because, man, some good, some not so good. In fact, some okay, and the rest were meh. First up, Wyatt Earp. And again, for $4, I mean, come on. $4 on Blu-ray, and it's in perfect condition, all that kind of stuff. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Not a great movie. This came out, this was filming at the same time that Tombstone was filming, and then Wyatt Earp was a much bigger production, more expensive, all that kind of thing. And I think they finished filming, and then Tombstone came out first, and they had to have, who was it? Lawrence Kasdan. Kevin Costner was producer, right? Wasn't he a producer on it? Maybe not. They had to be watching Tombstone and going, son of a bitch. Because Tombstone is more lighthearted. It's more fun, and it's cooler. Like, it's at the same time, it's cooler. This is very dour, and Wyatt Earp is kind of a boring person. It's more serious, but it's just more, it's not as fun. It's just not as fun. And I actually liked Dennis Quaid as Doc Holliday, but come on. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday is just, it's too good. It's too good. And I felt so bad for Dennis Quaid, because he put in a pretty dang good performance. It just it wasn't anywhere as good as Val Kilmer's. So it's kind of a bummer that this one just didn't turn out. And Lawrence Kasdan, of course, he wrote The Empire Strikes Back. He did The Big Chill. He did Silverado. So the guy's he's no slouch. He also did The Force Awakens and Solo. But anyway, yeah, it just didn't come together. And it was long. It was, almost 3 hours? 3 hours and 10 minutes. So, and let's see. Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat 1 plays Morgan. Bill Paxton played Morgan in Tombstone, right? In Tombstone, you had Virgil, played by Sam Elliott. In Wyatt Earp, it was Michael Madsen. Great. Yes, Lyndon Ashby. Yes, exactly. Yes. Let's see, who else was really different? Dana Delaney as Josephine in Tombstone. Look, I'm just gonna say it. She was hot. Okay. Here you've got Lovings. Is that her name? Something Lovings? Why is she not listed as in the cast? That's odd. Joanna Lovings, I think, is her name. She's okay. She was fine. Tom Sizemore's in it. Bill Pullman's in it. Of course, Gene Hackman plays Wyatt Earp's dad. You don't get to see Wyatt Earp's dad in Tombstone, but I mean, that was, again, part of one of those things where it was kind of like, it's kind of cool to see Gene Hackman and Kevin Costner together after they did No Way Out in 1987. They did this in late 93, early 94. It was cool. But and I'm kind of one of those things where I'm like, I'm glad that I watched it. I'm glad that I now have that under my belt, you know? Like I've seen it. But it's just not as good. I'll probably never watch this again, but I'll watch Tombstone. I can watch Tombstone right now. I can stop this stream and go watch Tombstone right now and have no problem doing it. I don't really care to watch Wyatt Earp again. The next movie is a movie that this is a Kino Lorber release, and I think Arrow has done a recent release of this. So I think Kino Lorber, once they sold out of theirs, they had to sell out of them quickly because I'm guessing their license ended. Arrow picked up the license for Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill. Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, Nancy Allen. Now, I don't want to give any spoilers for this movie other than that beginning. Like during the credits, Angie Dickinson in the shower. But it's not Angie Dickinson. It's a body double. And they show parts that I wasn't expecting to see in 4K. It was like, wow, this is graphic. So anyway, yeah, and this is supposedly, you know, another Brian De Palma kind of, I wouldn't say trying to be Hitchcock, but definitely emulating, you know, in the same style as Hitchcock. It was okay. It was okay. This is another one where I'm like, I'm glad I got this on sale. I got this on sale. Very glad that it was on sale because it's just not I didn't care for it. I did listen to the commentary. Actually, no, I didn't because it's from a film critic and I'm like, but I watched all the special features. It's actually kind of interesting hearing them talk about it. Angie Dickinson was really scared to do a role like this because she just came off of this was 1980 when this movie came out. 80? Yeah. She just come off of a successful TV show. And she's like, all of a sudden, you're going to put me in a shower and I'm going to be, you know, buck ass naked. Yeah. So it was an interesting role for her. But yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those where I'm like, this was a gap in my movie watching. And especially since I like Brian De Palma, you know, who did The Untouchables. He did, I just watched Blowout with John Travolta and Nancy Allen. Again, Nancy Allen was Brian De Palma's wife. But she was good. She was actually pretty good in this and in Blowout. And then she goes on to be in RoboCop and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. There's the stuff. But yeah, an unrated, R-rated TV comparison. There's just a lot of... I was really kind of surprised at how nude everybody was in this movie. Wow. But again, I just kind of like, very meh. Yeah, very meh. Yes, movie Mike. Very meh. How about Baby Costner in Silverado? I mean, yeah. He's definitely... And that's one that I just recently, I say recently, like within the last year and a half, 2 years, I saw that. Yeah. And then there's the other one, Body Double, which I've never seen. I'm guessing that it's going to be similar in style and similar in lack of clothing. Because, yeah. But then, this was also a part of... In fact, I got both of these together on sale, I believe. Orson Welles, Macbeth. Now, I recently... Here's the funny story about this one. It's not really funny. It might be... It's interesting to me. Maybe not you, but it's my show. So Orson Welles decided that he was going to do Macbeth. He was going to do it very, very low budget, all that kind of stuff. Well, at the same time, Laurence Olivier decided he wanted to make Macbeth. But when he heard that Orson Welles was going to do it, he said, okay, I'll just do Hamlet. So, Macbeth comes out, and it's not good. It's odd, because what they decided to do was they decided to record all the dialogue first and then film them basically lip syncing to the dialogue. That way they could get all the intonation right and all that kind of stuff. I get that. I understand that. But it made for a very, very odd experience watching this. Here's what's cool is that it shows this different art. But, and again, there were a couple of moments where it was like, as a fan of Orson Welles, as a fan of Citizen Kane, I was really excited to see this, because I'm like, yeah, I like Orson Welles. I want to see more of his work. I can understand what he was trying to do, but it didn't pan out. It did not pan out at all. But you do have people like Jeanette Nolan. Oh, that's her on right there. This was her first film. You have Dan O'Herlihy in it. If you know who Dan O'Herlihy is, he played Grigg in The Last Starfighter. Yeah, he plays Banquo? I don't remember who he plays. Anyway, he's okay. Roddy McDowall is also in it in a smaller role. It was just okay. Now, here's the funny thing. So Macbeth, he was first off the block. He said, I'm going to make this movie. He made it. Orson Welles made it, released it. Laurence Olivier, his second choice was to do Hamlet, released the same year, and it goes on to win Best Picture and Best Actor. And this one is mostly forgotten. So there you go. I'm glad. That's another one where I'm like, I'm glad I watched it. I'm also glad that I got it on sale. I think it was only $12. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't do that. And the last one here is, I'll just say, not my style of movie, but because of the people involved, I wanted to see it. The Hills Run Red. Now, look at all of those special features, and you'll see producer right here, produced by Robert Meyer Burnett. So apparently, during COVID, Shout Factory went to Robert Meyer Burnett and Dave Parker, who you might see every now and then. They do a live stream on Burnett's channel every now and then called Midnight Metal. It's about horror movies. Shout went to them and said, hey, do you want to do a special edition of this? And because of the lockdown, they said, yeah. And so they packed this thing full of stuff. So look at all the new. So 2 new commentaries. I mean, all these different things that they put on it. And this is one disc. It's all on one disc. And reversible artwork. So yeah, you can kind of see what this movie's kind of like. Just in the, you got Sophie Monk running around, I mean, look, this is another one where it's like, there's a lot of nudity in this. Like a lot. It's not good. I didn't like the movie. There were some cool ideas in it, because the whole idea of this movie is that there's a horror movie that came out, or that was supposed to come out in the early 80s. This director was sort of this recluse guy, but the movie never got released, and then everybody disappeared. The family disappeared, and they're like, what happened to all these people? And these 2 movie fans, who are also documentarians, I guess, they decide that they're going to hunt down anybody to do with the making of The Hills Run Red, the movie that never came out. And they're like, I got to see this movie. So they're doing a documentary trying to find the director, who is played by William Sadler, by the way. The head bad guy in Die Hard 2. He was in Green Mile. Was he in Green Mile? I think he was in Green Mile, but he was definitely in Shawshank Redemption. William Sadler, if you knew. Here. If you don't know who he is, when you see him, you're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. William Sadler. That guy. That guy. Oh yeah, I forgot. He was Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He was in Demon Knight. So yeah, Bill Sadler. So yeah, just not my thing. Not my thing. Now, I also, anybody watch Daredevil? Anybody like Daredevil? You tell me what you think of Daredevil while I get caught up in the chat here. I picked up The Hills Run Red on sale, but have yet to watch it. Yeah, it's, again, another one where it was on sale. It's not great. In my opinion, not a great movie. And I'm sure that there's going to be, I didn't watch all the special features, but it's only 81 minutes. That's a short movie, like by any stretch. An hour and 21 minutes, that's a short movie. But again, I wanted to watch it because I'm a fan of Robert Meyer Burnett. And when I see a bunch of special features, I kind of like, ooh, I got to watch that. I haven't watched it all yet because the movie was just not good. The acting is... Your title excites me. What title? Physical Media? I've been showing it off, man. Been showing off all the movies I watched this week. I got this. Look at this. KP Senti, welcome by the way. I got this week. The expanded and remastered edition of the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves score. Look at that. 4 CDs of audio greatness. It's beautiful. It's great. I love this score. So there you go. There you go. Squiggles, what's going on? Squiggles was at Retrofest. If you scrub back to the to the pre-show, I show a little some footage of Retrofest. There wasn't a whole lot there. It was very small, and I was there only for a couple hours. But yeah, Retrofest. Good to see you, Squiggles. And it was good to see you the other day. Yes. The YouTube stream title? Oh, just Physical Media and all that stuff? Hell yeah. Wow, William Sadler's 74 years old. You picked up 4 games and spent $150. Well, you and A Styles, I think A Styles spent some money too. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Look at that. Just look at that. Look at that. I love it. This was, again, for not expecting a whole lot, because I was kind of like, I've never heard of this company. Right there in the bottom right corner, Intrada. Intrada.com. If you're interested, they have a bunch of seems like rare scores and stuff like that. So very cool. $120 on 2 games. Wow. I bought Lady Gaga's new album this past week. 3 different editions, a CD single and that new Jenny CD because it was cheap. I haven't bought a CD. I honestly can't. I know, I actually know what the last CD I bought was. It was Tool, and it was Fear Inoculum. I bought the limited edition of Fear Inoculum. That was the last thing I bought. That was 4 years ago. Music is my main media other than video games. Yeah, I'm an Apple Music guy, it's so convenient. And I don't have a standalone CD player, but it was actually kind of fun to rip it and go through the whole process again. It's been a long time since I did that. But yeah. But I will say Daredevil Born Again, the first 2, in fact, in 11 minutes, they will be playing episode 3. I don't know about anybody else, but I hashtag no spoilers, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed those first 2 episodes. And I'm from everything I've heard, like a lot of the reviewers, the actual, you know, people that get sent things and get to go to movie premieres and all that kind of stuff. The people who are sent a review, whatever, for Daredevil, they got to see the whole thing, all of season 3, whatever season this is, the whole season, and they said it's amazing. So if you're a fan of Daredevil, yeah. What's funny is I rarely put a CD on. I rip it and put it on a music server. Yeah. Think like Plex, but music only. And that's basically what Apple Music has ended up being for me. Is it's not just a music server for all of my music, but it's also got, everything else. And it ends up being, what is it, $24.99 a year for iTunes Match. And then it's part of the Apple One service that we, that the family purchases, which is kind of expensive a month, but all 6 of us have access to all their stuff. And it's got iCloud, and it's got Apple Fitness and Apple News and Apple TV and all the things. And it's all in one bundle. So for me, it makes sense, but yeah. I'm going to go see Novocaine when it comes out. Everybody's been saying it's great. I enjoyed it, but I can see how there's going to be some people that are like, this is really, it's really gross in some parts, but I really had a good time, and I like Jack Quaid. So yeah. Now, Mickey 17, unfortunately, did not work for me. And actually, there was a guy, I was actually going to bring up the comment, but I didn't want to, call him out or anything. But what did he actually say? I can actually pull up exactly what he said. Yeah. This is what he said. You understand real filmmakers are showing you their dreams. Any of the best will tell you that when no studio is involved. So basically he's saying the fact that the studio gave Bong Joon-ho basically carte blanche to do whatever he wanted to do, that's awesome. And when you win all the Academy Awards that Bong Joon-ho did for Parasite, and he brings along his editor that was also nominated, didn't win, but was nominated for Best Editor and all that kind of stuff, right? You Warner Brothers, it's probably a pretty smart thing for them to do. But man, my biggest issue with it is what he says. You understand real filmmakers are showing you their dreams. That's kind of what Parasite was. What I feel like Mickey 17 was, is he took a book off the shelf. I'm going to adapt this. And he injected all of his own beliefs into it, and his own message, his own societal views, and all that kind of stuff. I did not enjoy Mickey 17 at all. I enjoyed Robert Pattinson's performance, but man, what a bummer. Because I was really looking forward to the movie, and it's almost like the movie was preaching to me, and I don't go to the movies to be preached to. What I enjoy is when there's a message, when a movie has a message, but it's subtle. It's there, but it's not getting in the way of the story being told. I feel like the movie kept stopping to comment on this thing, and I'm like, just didn't like it. And this is somebody who liked Parasite. So yeah. Oh wow, you're the rare few that use iTunes Match Family Plan. That makes sense. Oh yeah. And iTunes Match is one of those things that this was before Apple Music. iTunes Match was perfect for my wife and I, because we could put all of our CDs in one, basically one big thing. And we had tons and tons and tons of CDs that we both amassed separately over the years. So it just made sense to not have to buy all that music again. It was worth it for me because I have a ton of live albums and stuff like that I ripped a long time ago. So it made sense for us. Um Now not so much, especially since I don't listen to as much of that stuff anymore, but now I'd have to go through and figure out, okay, what can I move from iTunes Match, or from, I guess, my iTunes Match library? What would I lose if I just stopped doing iTunes Match? Because there would be stuff that I would lose. But I don't know. It's cool though. It's a really cool service. I like it, but I get it when somebody says that, it's too expensive. $25 a year to have all of your own MP3s in the cloud. And what they do is that they, like, for example, if I put Nirvana Nevermind, right? I have my own ripped copy. Well, it sees it in your library, and what it's going to do is instead of uploading your copy, what it's basically going to do is give you a license through iTunes, well, what used to be iTunes, and give you the thing to it. Now, when you have Apple Music, you just have everything. Everything that's, that Apple Music is on Apple Music, you just have, and you can go get it, and you can put it in your library and make playlists and all that kind of stuff. So iTunes Match for some people just doesn't make sense. For me, it makes a ton of sense because I have a lot of live stuff. I have a lot of bootleg stuff. I have a CD, or a release. I can show you a release that it's a bootleg of an early Nine Inch Nails demo called Slate. And it has a bunch of mixes that are very hard to find. And in fact, that there's 2 songs on there, Maybe Just Once and Purest Feeling. Those have never been officially released, but they're totally Nine Inch Nails. I mean, when you listen to it, you're like, oh yeah, that's totally Nine Inch Nails from the Pretty Hate Machine era. I don't have to. I should say that. I don't have to have them. I have my MP3s if I ever want to listen to them. But it's nice to have it in the cloud, and I can just, whenever I want. It's kind of cool. I did CD and Spotify when I was freeloading off a family plan, but that ended. Oh yeah, I understand that. I've heard some scenes are not for the weak stomached. I'll be all right though. I like Jack Quaid also. The Boys have enough gross scenes. Oh yeah, if you've seen The Boys, you're probably going to be fine. But it's the painful stuff that happens that, of course, he doesn't react to because he doesn't feel pain. It's just, yeah. And Movie Mike, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the messaging was very heavy-handed and took precedence over the story. And that's what Mickey 17 did wrong, in my opinion. And I don't know if there's any way that they could have fixed that after the fact. But apparently they had carte blanche to do whatever they wanted. And even though you had the same editor as Parasite, I felt like this Mickey 17 to me was incredibly slow. I think I mentioned in the review that it was like, oh man, this movie's got to be wrapping up soon. And I'll look over and there's still over an hour left. It was like, this is painful. Very painful. Oh well, whatever, never mind. Yeah. Dude, I love Nirvana. I don't care what anybody says. Jay, with your Kurt Cobain hate, I love Nirvana. Always loved them. So good. In fact, I got to listen to Nevermind before it was officially released because one of my friends, his brother, worked at I don't know what he did, but I want to say he worked in a music studio, and they had an early release of it, like a demo of it. And it was awesome. And then the song came out and blew everybody's, balls off. And it was like, holy crap. They're a huge band now. I loved it though. So good. And of course they had Bleach before that, but I'd never heard Bleach. I remember when Google Play Music was a thing, free music locker with matching, but that was annoying, but 20,000 on the cloud. Yeah, and isn't that just YouTube Music now? Oh yeah, Apple Music does allow you to upload your own files to your account. That's neat AF. Yeah, because there's no match for like that bootleg that I have. There's no match for this. Now, I mean, they have the Robin Hood soundtrack, the regular one, with Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams, and, written by Michael Kamen. But yeah. Yeah. I only like the KFC song by them. By Nirvana? I don't know what you're talking about. That's the reason I manage music files. I love, 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 love demos. I know. And that's one of the coolest things about that. Again, this is off of Apple Music. Me listening to the Neil Young archives. Because it's interesting to not really know. I mean, I've heard some of his music before. But to listen to a lot of his stuff from a demo to a live performance to, you know what I mean? I love that experience. The all of the super deluxe versions I've been listening to, like the Fleetwood Mac Rumors, where you get to hear all of these, these not studio demos, but almost like different takes of different really famous songs. And then like that Police Synchronicity that I have that has all of those alternate versions of songs that I grew up with. It's amazing. I love it. But hi, Leon. How you doing? I'm pretty sure that's not the way the Nine Inch Nails song goes. He says, you and me, we're in this together now. But hi, Leon. How you doing? Don't buy games from Strictly Limited Games ever. Spencer, welcome. I'm canceling my order I've been waiting on for 2 years and then some. Wow. Yeah, I've never done any of that stuff. Just never did. I heard that company also sold games with CDR instead of pressed discs. Wow. I enjoy Nirvana too. It's one of the ones that started my grungy music path. YouTube Music sucks for your own uploaded files. I have access to it because I have YouTube Premium, which is nice. If there's something that I can't find anywhere else, I'll find it on YouTube. And of course, anytime I post a music file in the music chat over on Discord, it's from YouTube. So, yeah. They gave us a window to download all our purchase stuff on Google Play before the switch to YouTube Music, but it just inspired me to update my iPatch Peg Leg music collection. Yes. I get that. I understand that. I didn't have to do that. I've never had to. It's weird. It's like everybody, there's like, oh, they took away this and they took away that. And I'm like, I've never had any problem. I've been on Apple since 2005 and I have had zero issues with any of my music, any of my movies. Like the people, that bought movies from Sony, they deleted my whatever. And I'm like, I've never had anything be removed. I've just never, Apple's better that way, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more stable. I'm sure that they're going to stop the iTunes Match thing at some point. They've got to. Because it can't be a big moneymaker for them. I don't know. I'd be curious to know if they're going to ever stop doing that. I don't know. I totally agree. I've been a big Lady Gaga fan for over a decade and really got into her because her demos leaked, which sucks, but I love hearing the rough takes. There's something about it. It's just like, to me, it's like watching alternate versions of different scenes you like from a movie. Deleted scenes, extended scenes. I love all that stuff because you get to see how things progress, and then, hey, they decided to take this take instead of this take. That's interesting. Or, oh, wow, that scene goes on for much longer. Wow, it's good that they cut that in most cases. In some cases, it's like, why didn't y'all leave that scene in the movie? And then you get to fan edits. And fan edits are fun too. But I just haven't been watching fan edits lately. Even though what Slade's right? Slade's movies. He put in his something in the your own content about what was that? What is it? The freaking Margot Robbie DC character, uh the Emancipation of Harley Quinn, whatever that was. And I never watched it. So it's kind of like I'd have to watch the original before I could watch your fan edit, and I don't know. And that's the other thing, is that I've gotten to that point where like fan edits are like it's all subjective, you know? Somebody says, "Oh, I don't like that scene." Yeah, but there's half the audience probably does like it. So when you take it out, I don't know. Fan edits are weird. I've had music get region locked as I was listening to it multiple times. It's insane. I've never had that. Never had that problem. Never. Leon, have you been watching Daredevil? Do you like Daredevil? I don't even know. Okay, so I've got 2 more pickups from this week that I want to show off to you. And well, one of them is going to be, most people would say, no, I would not buy that. No, I wouldn't buy that. But I did because I wanted it. I'd already talked about it. That it's a movie that I find fascinating, even though I can honestly say I didn't like the movie. But I wanted to watch the commentary. I wanted to watch any special features that came along with it. But unfortunately, it's sold out quick. So I ended up having to get a steelbook. I got the Italian steelbook of Megalopolis. And I got to say, this is a really beautiful steelbook. So let me do this. Let me undo this little tape down here. Italian. Come on now. Come on. It's very pretty. But look at what's on it. Oh crap, I can't read that. So I've already opened this. And I opened it because I was worried when it said subtitles in Italiano. And I'm like, oh crap. I didn't even think about this. Is this going to be with like forced subtitles on it? Because if it is, I'm in trouble. Because I don't want forced subtitles. Forced subtitles means subtitles you can't get rid of. No. I opened it up, or I put it in, and they don't have English subtitles, which kind of sucks. But the subtitles can be turned off. The other bummer about this 4K release is that it's only in Atmos in Italian. So the English is in 5.1 DTS, which is not bad. That's really all I have anyway. I mean, I have an Atmos receiver, but I only have a 5.1 speaker setup. So even though the Atmos is kind of cheated in my setup, it's not really Atmos. It's not really full Atmos, you know what I mean? So I'm actually happy. I'm actually happy with this. And what's kind of cool, if you're Italian, is that the commentary that is included is also subtitled, which is kind of neat. But yeah, so I get to watch the commentary. By the way, open it up. It's very nicely presented. This is a little more expensive than what I wanted to pay, but again, I wanted the movie in 4K. And I know this is one of those where you're like, Rob, you even said you didn't like the movie. Why the hell did you buy this? Well, it's Francis Ford Coppola, and like I said, there's something about it that's just, I wanted to watch it again. And you know what? Somewhere down the road, I may want to watch it again. So get off my back about it, okay? Get off my back. In my opinion, this is a beautiful, beautiful steelbook, and I'm happy I own it. So there you go. Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, incredible flop. There you go. Now this next one I haven't opened up yet. I figured we would open it up together. But there's a reason. Part of the reason is because, well, when Gene Hackman passed, I got into looking through his filmography, and I remembered, oh, they just released a really big bad special edition of this. So I start looking, and I'm like, okay, this company has one left. That's expensive, man. That is expensive. So I go and I read a review of it from the digitalbits.com. .com. Yeah, and they gave it their highest possible recommendation. They said, this is a fantastic presentation. All the special features are exhaustive. This is an amazing set. And if you have the means, you should get it. It's for A Bridge Too Far. Now just look at that list of names. Some of those people you may not know. It's Dirk Bogarde, James Caan, Michael Caine, Sean Connery, Edward Fox, Elliot Gould, Gene Hackman, Anthony Hopkins, and Hardy Kruger, Laurence Olivier, Ryan O'Neal, Robert Redford, Maximilian Schell, Liv Ullmann. Directed by Richard Attenborough. Now, if you don't know what this is about, you know Band of Brothers? Operation Market Garden? That's what this movie's about. And it's about the whole operation from my understanding. But yeah, out of the sky comes the screen's most incredible spectacle of men and war. 4K for the first time ever, 3-disc set packed with bonus features and a booklet. So yeah, a ton of stuff. So this is from Imprint. Imprint is an Australian label. So yeah, this wasn't cheap. But I wanted it. And again, it was all because I've seen this movie one time. I love Gene Hackman. And the more that I read about it, the more I'm like, I gotta get it. So I did. So let's open this guy up. I've only purchased, I only have a couple of Imprint. Oh, I think they're, wait, the Duelists. I have the Duelists. Isn't that Imprint? Duelists. Yeah. I have the Duelists, which is Ridley Scott's first film. I got it in Blu-ray. That's from Imprint. And I have Dersu Uzala, which is the Academy Award winning feature. It's a movie made in Russia, directed by Akira Kurosawa. That was a good movie. Okay, let's okay, what? Come open. Jeez. There we go. There we go. Now, that is a sturdy box. Beautiful. Open it up. Here is, I'm guessing, the 4K. Yeah. 4K audio commentary by William Goldman and the main crew. Alternate subtitle track with historical information. Cool. There's that. There's the special features. Okay, there you go. There's all the people. That's freaking cool, man. That is freaking cool. So yeah, this is from 1978, I believe. Yeah. Very, very cool. Very excited. Let's open this up. Okay, so there's... Oh, that's the Blu-ray, and then that's the 4K. Spin. Spin! There you go. So yeah, the movie itself, the special features, and then, again, that is a thick thick boy. And a really nicely presented book with beautiful photographs. Little Michael Caine. Yeah, man. I'm excited to watch this again. Yeah. Wait, is that? Oh, that's Ryan O'Neal. Over here on the. I was like, it looked like Matthew Modine, and I'm like, wait, this is 1978. Matthew Modine was probably 10 years old. But yeah, yeah, this is gonna be good. Oh, there you go. There's Gene Hackman right there. Bam. So yeah, I mean, look, I understand that this is not, like, oh my god, this is like whatever, but I'm super excited about this set. It's a beautifully presented. I love it's nice and secure, and it's got this nice hard box. Beautiful. A Bridge Too Far. This is a $90 set. And again, it probably would be cheaper if I lived in Australia, but I don't. I live in America, and I got this and this, both from Diabolic DVD. One of my favorite online retailers right now. They're beautiful. So Megalopolis and A Bridge Too Far. And then, of course, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now, I have one more shipment from Diabolic coming tomorrow. One movie that honestly I should have included in that, and I didn't realize they had it in stock. So I bought it the next day. These are early birthday presents for me, okay? Birthday is at the end of the month. So I got my birthday money. So I said, why not? Phil Holland, welcome. Good to see you. I need to get back. Let's get caught up first. Let's get caught up. A guy saying to an obese Homer Simpson, hey, fatty, I got a film you can see. A Fridge Too Far. How's it going, Wraith? Good to see you. Wait, did they not sell this movie in the one before in the USA? I'm sure they do, but I really like Megalopolis was actually 4K was not released in the US. And the one, I think it was either British or Europe, like a European release. It sold out. Diabolic had some of the Italian 4K steelbooks for a little more money. And I was like, I want it in 4K, so I'm gonna have to do it because it's my birthday. Screw it, So I did. And A Bridge Too Far, yeah, I'm sure there's other editions out there, but I really wanted this set because of all of the special features and everything that came along with it. And I like a good, nice, big box set. Oh, I forgot. I have a couple of other. It's not imprint though. They're Via Vision, which is Via Vision and Imprint are both like sister companies, I think, because I think even the Via Vision logo is on. Yeah. It's right there on the corner, on the last one there, Via Vision. It's an Australian label, and I have a release of Grindhouse, a release of Drag Me to Hell, and that Stephen King collection box set thingy. That's up there, way up there. And those were expensive too. I actually bought those from Australia, and it took a while to get here, but I wanted it. And sometimes, here's the thing. Here's what happens, okay? I'm an idiot. When it comes to money, I'm terrible. Like, if I have money, I want to spend it. I had extra money. So I ended up buying, I ended up going on like a shopping spree because I had some money left over. I say left over. I had some money. I ended up getting that. I don't remember how much that was, but it was expensive. And then I ended up getting a bunch of those Shaw Brothers sets, like all at the same time. It's just what happens. I don't think I've ever seen A Bridge Too Far. I don't really watch war movies. I only watch Band of Brothers in the Pacific because one of the first bosses I worked for did the SFX on them. Band of Brothers is fantastic. I never finished the Pacific. I don't know why. I just never did. I never finished the more recent one, Masters of the Air, that was on Apple TV Plus. I never finished it. I probably should because I actually liked it. It's pretty good. Austin Butler, and it's pretty good. And yeah, most. I mean, like, this is what we usually get in the US. You usually get a release. I mean, this is used, but this is almost exactly what you get. You get the thing, you get a disc. No interesting, cool stuff, which I'm fine with, but you don't really get anything extra. With A Bridge Too Far, they went all out with all the special features, and that's, I mean, like, the movie's great, but I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff. I love commentaries, especially with the writer, William Goldman, let me just make sure. Yeah. William Goldman also wrote The Princess Bride. So yeah, I want to watch that. And it's a movie that's like, okay, I want to, it's a Gene Hackman movie. It's newly in 4K. It's got this crazy, amazing cast, and it's got all the special features. Dude, I want it. I want it. It's just the way it goes. Nice set, Rob. Thank you, Phil. I never saw Mississippi Burning, but I'm watching it now. Yes, that's one that I can't remember if I've seen it or not. So that is on my watch list. And Bonobo Juice, welcome. Yes, it is Tuesday. Good to see you, sir. This is like how K-pop albums are packaged minus the price. Ooh, I like how that box fits together. Yeah, it's great. It's really, really nice. You didn't buy Megalopolis, did you, Rob? Yes, I did. I purchased it with my fat, dirty, sweaty American dollars because I wanted it. Well, mainly, like I said, I'm a fan of Francis Ford Coppola. I just bought The Conversation in 4K. I so love his movies. I was not a fan of this movie, but for some reason, again, it's one of those movies that just, it infected my brain. And I found myself wanting to see it again. If nothing else, I have in 4K, I can watch the scene where Jon Voight says, "What do you think of this boner?" I can watch it whenever I want. Some people would be like, that's not a reason to buy that. But again, it's one of those movies I find fascinating. And it's got the commentary, which, like I just said, I'm a sucker for special features, even for movies I don't care for. I just did a short on my second site release of Drive by Nicholas Refn, however you say his freaking name. Nicholas Winding Refn, however you say his name. Ryan Gosling, right? I'm not a huge fan of that. I was not a huge fan of that movie. And yet, I wanted that second site release because it's awesome and it comes with a ton of special features, and I love that. So, that's lame. Why didn't the USA get 4K? A lot of times what happens is, for whatever reason, the US studios are not pushing 4K discs at all. In some cases, movies will come out only on Blu-ray or DVD. Seriously. And then a 4K release will come later in other countries. So, in other words, House of Gucci is a great example. House of Gucci, when it came out, Blu-ray only. The digital copy was 4K. But for sale physically, you could only get the Blu-ray. Then, a few months later, they announced a 4K that was coming out from, I think, Shout Factory. Or, yeah, I think it was Shout Factory. And it's like, why? I don't know. It's like the studios don't see the benefit of a 4K medium. They just don't. So they just don't do it. Now, in the case of Megalopolis, you've got a movie that was Lionsgate. Lionsgate picked up the distribution rights for Megalopolis. Francis Ford Coppola basically finished that movie himself and did some of the marketing himself. So it wasn't a profitable movie. And my guess is they just couldn't find anybody to distribute it here in the US because it did terribly. It did terribly. But Francis Ford Coppola is well known in Europe. A lot of people love his work. And they wanted a release. And again, it sold out. The regular European British release, I think the British release already sold out. So I got the Italian Steelbook. It's just weird. It's odd, but that's the way it is. Did you guys get Grindhouse as it was meant to be in the USA as a double feature? In the UK, they split both films and released them separately at the cinema. No spoof trailers either. Sucked ass. Yes. We did get the full thing. And then they just recently, I think, announced a new edition. I ended up getting the Australian because I was like, I really want the full thing. Because I think they didn't release the full thing on, or maybe they did. I'd have to look and see what I have. But there was a reason why I was really excited about this Australian release. So I went ahead and bought it. And then I think someone else came out with basically the same release for a lot cheaper. If I would have waited, I could have gotten it cheaper. Drag Me to Hell actually was a really nice special edition set on Blu-ray. And then they just announced a 4K, or a 4K just came out. So I'm kind of like, well, I'm not buying that again. And I the only way I would buy Grindhouse again is if it was in 4K. But yes, we did get the full thing. It wasn't like Kill Bill where they split it, you know. I got the full thing, and I got to see it in the theaters opening day, and it was one of the best movie experiences of my life because it was me and Brian and Jerry, the guys that we did the podcast with, and we were dying laughing. I was hurting. Planet Terror starts off. I was laughing so freaking hard that, I mean, I was in pain because I was laughing so hard. And then Death Proof is, look, it's probably considered to be Tarantino's worst film, but it's still really good. I still really like it. So yeah, we were lucky, I guess, in that respect. And the little fake movie trailers were awesome. Thanksgiving was in there. Machete was in there. My favorite, though, was Don't by Edgar Wright. God, it was so funny. It was good. But I can't remember. Because I know I had the DVD of Grindhouse. I don't know if I have if I had, like, I'm trying to figure out why would I have bought that? I don't know. But I'm almost positive. Yeah. Why? By the way, that's kind of neat. The sort of lobby card style artwork. That's on the inside. I'm honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Why did I buy that? Ah, now I know. Now I know why. Now I know why. So this is the full theatrical thing, the original release that I have. This one has the extended versions. That's why I bought this one. Why? Like I was sitting there going, why? And that's a cool. And it's also same, again, Via Vision, same sort of thing where you get the. I mean, these look very similar. In fact, they're exactly the same. Except that's the difference in the special features. 4 discs on the Via Vision. So, yeah. So disc 1 is the Grindhouse on this one. Disc 1 is the theatrical version with everything. Disc 2 is the Planet Terror extended. Disc 3 is the Death Proof extended. And then you get disc 4 is a bunch of freaking special features. So basically all the special features that are on this release, this is basically, that's what it is. This one is basically this release plus all the extended versions of the movies too. But this is kind of neat to have too. So I have this too. Which is kind of neat. But yeah, I forgot that this one has the extended versions. And you also get this one, you get lobby cards or photos. Oh wait, let's do, there you go. What the heck was that? Oh, that's the, so Bruce Willis in Planet Terror, Planet Terror, Planet Terror, freaking Josh Brolin. Dude, freaking Kurt Russell in Death Proof was awesome. Oops. Oops. I love that movie. I don't care what anybody says. Movie's good. Okay, that's weird. Those are all photos from like the first half of Death Proof. Why? That's weird. Like, where's the second set of girls? But anyway, it's a cool release. Very nice, hard box set, just like that Bridge Too Far, except, extended versions. And this comes off, but I have it on there because it's, I like the, oh, maybe I should do this. Oh, there you go. On the back of that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool set. Anyway, sorry. My dad loves Band of Brothers. Yes. Band of Brothers is awesome. Same in the UK for most Blu-ray releases. Exactly, KB Senti. It's like the American studios just don't they don't believe in physical media, and they don't care about presenting it in that way anymore. The special features, the commentaries, the deleted scenes, the featurettes, the actual making of documentaries, the studios just don't believe in spending that kind of money because they believe that most people don't care. And that may be true, but I freaking love special features. It's sometimes the special features are just as exciting and just as interesting as the movie itself. So I love that kind of stuff, especially retrospectives, whether it's a movie that's 10 years old or 30 years old, 50 years old, 100 years old. I'm watching some things right now that are 1917 to 1923. And it's amazing. It's great. So that's the kind of, if you love movies, you love that stuff. And they don't care. I'm sorry that Megalopolis for me was awful and unwatchable, just really, really terrible. Sorry. There's nothing to be sorry for, Phil. In a lot of ways, I agree with you. It's a bad movie, but for some reason, it's in my head and I can't get rid of it until I watch it again. And I'll probably watch it twice with the commentary, once again, and then once with the commentary. And then I'll watch all the featurettes too and the special features and all that kind of stuff because I'm a glutton for punishment. Same reason why I still need to go back and watch all the special features on The Hills Run Red, which is a terrible, terrible movie. I just don't like it. It's not for me. I would give this a 5 out of 10 or 2 out of 4 stars. And yet, look at all those special features to watch. I want to watch it all because I love special features, man. What can I say? Ew, DVD. That's so silly and annoys me, and I don't even buy Blu-rays. Yeah, it's almost like the movie studios don't, because to me it's like in a lot of ways that's how I got a lot of my education is from watching special features and studying movies. I love movies, Stuntman Mike. Yeah. It's just a different disc to press. It can't be that much more effort, I imagine, but I don't know anything. I don't either. I don't know enough about the money difference. I think what happens is they have no way of knowing whether this is going to be a hot seller or not. For example, last year they had that Chinatown set, 4K set that I showed off a couple weeks ago or a week ago, however long ago it was, a week ago probably. Comes with the two Jakes, right? The sequel on Blu-ray. They sold out of that so fast that it was probably like, holy crap, a movie that's 50 years old, people want this on 4K? Really? They were shocked. And it wasn't cheap either. I think it was a $35 set. And it was selling out like crazy. Everybody sold out across the board. Worldwide, they sold out. It's crazy. So they press more. And I think that's the thing is they don't know. It can be very costly to press anything. Blu-rays, DVDs, or whatever. It's all about, can you turn a profit based off of, that's why you see a lot of times like groove.com, whatever, Groove. They do deals like that all the time. Like they have a deal right now for, is it 4 or 3? 3? It's 3 4Ks. 3 4K movies for $39. So that's what, $13 a piece. Yeah. $13 a piece. When 2 months ago, those were $25-$30. And now they're selling for $13 a piece. So, yeah. They've got to, and I think what's cool about Groove is that or Grove, whatever. They'll pre-sell all of their stuff. Like, I think the recent David Fincher 7 release on 4K, it sold out for a few weeks. It's back in stock now. But what happens is, I'm sure once all the people that are going to get it, they're going to still be left over with some, and they're going to have to drop the price to get rid of it, right? To clear out their warehouse. So that's what happens. But there's a lot of companies like Hamilton Book, which if you watch Serial at Midnight, which is another YouTube channel that focuses on physical media, Hamilton Book is a sponsor for them. And Hamilton Book, if you ever go to their website, they have plenty of older films, brand new, for cheap. We're talking like 4Ks for $10. Now, some of them are not going to be great movies. They're not going to be great movies, but they have a lot of stuff that's actually pretty good for really, really inexpensive. So I would check it out if you're looking for Blu-rays and 4Ks and stuff. They're pretty good. But anyway, We got Death Proof in September '07 and Planet Terror in November '07. No trailers. Had to YouTube them. UK really messed up that release. I don't understand that. You have that Grindhouse set Rob is holding? Which one? The first one with the slipcase or the one with the with that thing? You probably have the original one. It's good stuff. Whatever happened to Robert Rodriguez? Well, the last thing he did was the Book of Boba Fett. He did Alita Battle Angel. And I think now he's doing some weird documentary TV show or something in Austin. I don't know. I heard something about it and I didn't find out exactly what's going on with him. Yeah, the postcards. Yeah, they're very cool. I mean, here's the thing though. I'm very much I've talked about this. I don't care about swag, extra stuff. It's kind of like the special edition games that I got, like that StarCraft battle chest or whatever, and it's got all this stuff in it. And it's like, okay, I looked at that once and I haven't looked at it since. And now it just takes up a bunch of room on the shelf. Same thing. All the special edition video games that come with statues and whatever, it's kind of like, it's not for me because I look at that and I go, I don't know what to do with that. I'd rather just have the game sitting on my shelf or whatever. And now I don't even buy physical games very much anymore. But when it comes to movies, I like the discs and I like all that stuff. And I like, for example, the Second Sight release for a movie that I really love, like Blair Witch Project, which I got my replacement disc today. For that one, to me, that's worth it because I get all the extra stuff for a movie that I love. But for the most part, I'd rather just get the disc only, you know, the regular edition. And steelbooks are not my thing either. Even though that Megalopolis steelbook is pretty, but I don't need I didn't need it. I just wanted the disc, but it's sold out. I would buy this release just to get the inclusion so it feels like a K-pop album. I mean it's all cool. It's just not my thing, you know? I'd rather just have a disc packed to the gills with really great special features. But by the way, Phil, I think I skipped over. Yeah, I did. Fall Guy movie with Ryan Gosling is potentially getting a sequel. A script has been written and Gosling and others are pushing. Not official yet. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. I think everybody that made that movie, they had a great time making it. It just wasn't a profitable movie. It didn't do well. I mean, it was considered a flop. And I love Ryan Gosling. I love Emily Blunt. I enjoyed the movie on a very, it's good level. But it's one of those movies that it's just like, I don't know if they'll ever go back to making that again. I don't know. It'll be interesting though to see if they do. But I don't know. I don't know about that one. It's the same with Edge of Tomorrow. Like, I don't know if Edge of Tomorrow it's a really good movie, but was it profitable enough for everybody to change their schedules around to try to go back and remake that? And Tom Cruise is getting older. So I don't know. Let's see. Like paper goods, I imagine are cheap to get mass printed. Aside the special feature, yeah, the special features are difficult to produce. You know that sometimes includes a team of people. Now, in the case of somebody like Robert Meyer Burnett, who he was the producer of this movie, and he also walked around with a video camera and recorded a bunch of shit. Then he put it on the disc, and so I still want to see all that stuff, even though I didn't like the movie. But that's because I'm crazy. Yeah. Mini documentaries about a movie I care about enough to buy? Yes, please. I love that stuff. Phil, I will tell you, Hills Run Red is not a great movie. I've said it. 2 out of 4 stars. 5 out of 10. It's not well acted, really. It's 81 minutes. They had to cut out a lot of stuff because they just went too far. So Still looks a million times better than the monkey. I enjoyed the monkey. I had a good time with the monkey. But I understand. I'm not going to defend the monkey like with my dying breath. You know, it's not like I loved it. But I had a fun, I mean, it was a fun time at the movie theater, and everybody else seemed to be having a good time too. Leon and I, we differ in our movie opinions sometimes. And usually when we diverge, it's not like, oh, I kind of liked it and oh, I really liked it. Most of the time it's I loved it, I hated it. But that's, it's okay. Subjective. Art is subjective. 4K Blu-ray should just be the default release for current HD productions, and standard def on Blu-ray should be the norm for SD instead of DVDs. I mean, KP Senti, you're absolutely right. The problem is Walmart is still the largest media retailer in the country. And they sell mostly, and we're talking across the board, DVDs. And the reason they do that is because there is an incredible installed base of DVDs. Now, think about, I'm not trying to be elitist here, but most of the people across the country, small towns, whatever, they don't even have HD TVs. So the DVDs still sell like hotcakes. So they're not going to walk away from that. The studios are not going to walk away from that. So they're going to continue to release a lot of films on DVD because the install base is so large and the sales continue to be the majority of the physical media sales every month is DVD. So I agree though. I think they should just stop making DVDs and make everybody buy Blu-ray players. But the problem is a lot of people aren't buying Blu-ray players. I mean, sure, if you buy the PS5 with a disc thing and not the digital version, yeah, you get a disc player. But I don't know. Some Scott. Hey, how are you doing? Some Scott. Good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen your particular channel name in my chat. But it's good to see you. I watched The Monkey. It was okay. It was a silly, goofy hooer. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was fun. It was fun. It was dumb. Some of it was really dumb. But I had a good time. It was kind of like, yeah, that was a good time. Now, you also have to understand, I have the equivalent of Movie Club with Cinemark. Okay? Because AMC, it's kind of a hike for me. The closest one I think is 25, 30 minutes away. So it's not, I didn't sign up for the AMC A list, but I basically have the equivalent of that with Cinemark, which means I get a free movie every month. I get this, I get that, I get this, I get discounts on this and blah, 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 right? So for me, going to see The Monkey by myself at a discounted price, I felt it was fine. But there you go. Older films can actually benefit way more than newer ones just due to the lower quality film stock back in the day. But yeah, it's just a demand thing, really. Well, I mean, you're right. And a lot of those movies have never been seen at optimum quality, Like a movie like Chinatown. There's no way that in 1974, unless you just had the best movie theater, period, a lot of times the bulbs weren't at full brightness. There was a way to turn down the brightness. The theater owners thought that if they showed it dimmer, then the light bulbs would last longer and it would be cheaper in the long run, which that isn't really the case. That light bulbs, no matter how much wattage is put through it, it still has a life. And that dimming it doesn't extend the life of the light bulb. Just terrible seating conditions. There's all kinds of reasons why when you watch Chinatown in 1974, it may have not been anywhere close to how good it looks in 2024 or 2025 on a 4K disc. But yeah, I still think that the Avatar. I know I know a lot of people don't like Avatar, but man, in 4K, it is jaw-droppingly beautiful. It's gorgeous. A lot of more recent movies look amazing. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, looks great in 4K. Looks amazing. Dune, amazing. So yes, I agree with what you're saying, that a lot of times that the older films benefit even more and they look even more. Dude, The Searchers, the recent Searchers 4K release. Holy crap, that movie looks great. But how many people just, except if you're a really big movie fan, are you going, "Oh man, I want to watch The Searchers in 4K"? I don't know. I hated it. Felt like they filmed it, realized it was shit, panicked and did some sloppy reshoots to put some awkward humor in, then hired two famous faces. Wait, holy crap. Despite combined screen time of 4 minutes. Yeah, I don't think so, Leon. I think I really think that that's the story. But we also disagree on the unicorn Blade Runner. So, even though I have the book from the guy who was on set that said, yes, the unicorn was filmed at the same time and it was part of the work print. But hey, you think that he filmed it for Legend, and that's not what happened. It was part of the script. It was part of the shooting, the actual production. They actually filmed it at the same time. But anyway, Leon and I, we have this thing. We have this thing. He hates Blade Runner. I love it. He hates Dune. I love it. He hates The Monkey. I thought it's fine. But it's just fun. We just have this thing. Vinny! Welcome, Vinny. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. The Monkey was directed by Oz Perkins, who's the son of the late Anthony Perkins, star of Psycho. That is absolutely true. And he also did Longlegs last year, which I also was not a huge fan of. Some people love that movie. I didn't care for it. Just me. I didn't care for it. I thought it was just wasn't my thing. He is on my list of no watch directors now. I'm excited when people get excited about movies because I'm a movie fan. And if I can get anybody to go watch a movie in a theater, because I love the movie experience. There are problems with the movie experience. The trailers, the people that talk, the people that are on their phone, whatever. There's a lot of problems. The commercials, all the stuff. I get it. But when the movie starts, and if you could black out all the people snacking next to, again, that brought their entire freaking pantry to watch, what was it? Novocaine. Seriously, the whole time. And you can, this is the way it was. For the first hour of the movie, just constant, and it was annoying as hell. It was so annoying. But I just said, you know what? It looks like this guy is on the spectrum. And it looks like his mom brought him for a night at the movies to watch this movie. It looks like she taught him that this is okay. Am I going to change the world by getting mad and getting angry and letting it bother me and letting it take away from the experience of watching Novocaine? No. So, there you go. Longlegs, Blackcoat's Daughter, Gretel and Hansel, all really good movies. Haven't seen The Monkey yet, though, to be fair. I haven't seen Blackcoat's Daughter and Gretel and Hansel, but for me, it's like Longlegs was a huge thing, and a lot of it was the marketing, right? The marketing was amazing for that movie. And then I watched it and was like, okay, it's fine. The Monkey was also a little bit better than fine, but still like odd. But I don't have a problem with it. I get. I mean, Leon's. I think Leon has a very. It's a time thing, right? Some people, when you make a movie and you feel like you've wasted your time, I get it. There's a visceral response. I saw Longlegs, didn't really like that either, although it's way better than Monkey. Cage needs a leash. Otherwise, he just goes too cagey and you get Ghost Rider level performance. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was way over the top in Longlegs, but hey, again, that's why art is subjective. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. If we all like the same things, it'd be a pretty boring world. Hey, did you see that thing? Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, me too. So what else is going on? I mean, that's the way it is. Yes, Cruz and Blunt, their schedule's right. No script, not enough money being offered, plus how long it's been. It's been a while. Been a while. And yeah, we agreed on Mickey 17. Leon wasn't a fan either. But you seem to have liked that one a little more than I did. I had an almost hate response. Even though I loved Pat, in fact, I think all the performances were fine. I thought the editing was terrible. I thought the pacing was bad, which is part of the editing. And I did not like the writing. I thought the writing, it basically took a really smart sci-fi idea and twisted it into a preach fest. And I don't like that. So there you go. Do both of you hate Bigfoot versus DB Cooper? I don't know about Leon, but I definitely hate it. I know we probably are agreed on that ninja movie that we watched. Ninja in New York or whatever. That was pretty bad. I like Leon's takes, different and good to be challenged. The greatest movie ever. I don't know about that. Bigfoot versus DB. No. There is no way. There is absolutely. There is no way that this movie is anything but a 1.3. Terrible movie. Not worth the time it takes to take that movie in. Yeah, Phil didn't like Mickey 17 either. See? Holy crap, I'm so behind. Okay, we gotta speed it up. Okay, Edge of Tomorrow was fantastic. 2014, I think. We were filming Legend of Tarzan next door to it at WB Leavesden. I think they had a script for a sequel and was ready to go, but Emily Blunt had already committed to Mary Poppins. I think you told me that, Rob. That is true. That is true. That is something that I heard from an interview from, oh gosh, was it Christopher McQuarrie? I can't remember, but that's what it was. It was like Emily Blunt was like, I just signed on to Mary Poppins. I'm booked up now. And they were pretty much ready to go. But yeah. Live, die, repeat. Then Cruise started Mission Impossibly nonstop, and here we are. Yeah, but he's should be off the Mission Impossible train after this last one, Final Reckoning. First 30 minutes or so was fine, but then the trailer completely lied about what kind of movie it was. Exactly. Yes. I still get PTSD from that. Yeah, the Ninja Cop thing. Yes. Yep. My favorite Tom Cruise movie. It's interesting the way that I like his arc in that movie. Tom Cruise's arc, his character's arc. But I also really love Collateral. Man, again, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx both, man, just what a great. Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow is a better name than Live, Die, Repeat. Last Samurai, that's another good one. There's Collateral. Tropic Thunder. Great sequel to Days of Thunder. Bujo, I'm not sure about that one, but there you go. Alto Knights and Sinners. Yeah, Sinners is definitely on my watch list. I actually heard there's that movie. I I don't know if you've seen the preview for it or the trailer for it. Drop. Um, it's a movie that it starts off and you're kind of like the trailer starts off and you're kind of like, okay, what is this? What is this crap? And then it goes, oh, this is interesting. Very suspense thriller type. Apparently, they premiered it at South by Southwest this last weekend, and it got crazy good reviews. So I may go watch that. But I do want to see Alto Nights. I don't know. I don't care. But Sinners looks great. Oh my gosh. Born on the 4th of July and Risky Business. Some of Tom Cruise's favorites. Yes. Don't forget Magnolia. That was a hell of a performance too. I get super paranoid opening snacks when it's movie time. That's why I like the drive-in. I can't even remember what the last drive-in movie I. Samurai Cop. That was the name of it. Billy. Yes. Samurai Cop. I need to work on that. I'm not Batman. I can't fix every injustice. Yeah, Perkins for sure. Not for everyone. Yes, absolutely. Osgood Perkins is one of those. He's one of those that I want to keep my eye on because there's definitely talent there. Another thing that I didn't like about Longlegs was the slow zooms. And people got on to me for Nosferatu, if you want to pronounce it correctly, with Robert Eggers, right? There's these pans that are like this. And you're like, okay, can we just... I get it. It's slow. But you're not ratcheting up any tension. It's just taking up time. That's part of the reason why I wasn't a huge fan of Nosferatu, is that some scenes just felt intentionally slow. Like we're gonna try the audience's patience with this one. You enjoy that movie? Well, I dare you to enjoy it. I mean, that's kind of what it felt like, and I'm like, just tell the story, dude. But anyway. I have a card for the cinema that allows me to watch as many as I want for £15 a month. 15 British sterling. I have 3 lined up this Saturday in the Lost Lands. Ooh. Good luck with that one. I think it's 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. Black Bag and The Last Breath. Black Bag, I actually kind of want to see. There's an early screening, but it's about 45 minutes away from me on Wednesday. It comes out Thursday. The first regular screening is Thursday. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's worth the drive just for one day early. But I kind of want to see it. It's Steven Soderbergh. It's Michael Fassbender. It's what's her face? Galadriel. Her. Tar. That's the second time in a week that I've had trouble with her name. Like coming up with her name. I can't. Michael Fassbender. Bam. Steven Soderbergh. Bam. Why can't? I can see her face. Cate Blanchett. Why? Anyway. I'm not following chat the best. Gaming. Hey, Rufus, you do what you need to do, man. If you have me on in the background, I'm fine with that. I am so fine with that. Samurai Cop. You put that movie on and then left us in your front room for the entire duration. What a movie. What a movie Samurai Cop is. I don't know, man. I don't think it's fair to hold a trailer against a movie. Totally separate things. But Scott, here's the thing. If you buy your movie ticket based on what the trailer presents as what this trailer is representative of what the movie is, and you go in and the movie is completely different, sometimes that can be a really good thing. You're surprised. You're like, oh. But when it seems like it's intentionally hiding the real message or the real story from you, that's what it felt like to me. It felt disingenuous. I said in my review, I thought I felt hoodwinked. You know what I mean? And that's not, it could not be further from the truth in most cases, because you've got, in most cases, you've got the studio over here, right? They're doing their deals and they're doing their whatever, their algorithms and their Excel sheets, and they're trying to figure out, what makes a good movie based off of, past whatever. Then you've got the actual creatives that are over here making the movie. They're editing the movie. They're making whatever. They've turned over their footage over to someone completely different, a marketing firm that cuts the trailer to give to the studio to release or whatever, right? That's what happens. You don't have, in, I would say 90 to 90, almost all the cases, the people that made the movie have no say in how the trailer is cut. And that's why I feel like the trailer felt completely disingenuous. The job of a trailer is to get butts and seats. That's all a trailer is. The trailer is not, as you say, is not always representative of the final film. I've seen great trailers for terrible movies. I've seen terrible trailers for great movies. In this case, this is to me, that Mickey 17 trailer presented the movie in a certain way that appealed to me. And then I get into the movie, and about 45 minutes, everything that was in the trailer has already happened, and now we have the rest of this movie that I don't like. Because the focus isn't on the clones, the Mickey 17, Mickey 18. None of that is in the movie really anymore. That's not the focus of the movie. He becomes background in his own movie. And that's what I don't like about it. But anyway, that's my opinion. Excuse me. Do you really think this will be the final Mission Impossible movie? Not a chance. He'll be making those movies into his 80s. Cruises like Tug Speedman out of Tropic Thunder. I really feel like he's done. I feel like this is going to be, because he's also been, the next movie that he's making is a Warner Brothers film. He's been with Paramount, doing Paramount movies for a long time. I think he's ready to hang it up and to start doing older man roles, or roles that aren't so physically demanding on him. I mean, that's just my opinion. We'll see. But I feel like he's kind of done with the action roles. That's just my opinion. It's completely fair when the trailer makes the film is basically completed. Yep, there you go. Well, I don't watch trailers and avoid anything about a movie till I've seen it. But yeah, some Scott, what do you just go, oh, it's Bong Joon-ho's next movie. It's got Robert Pattinson in it. Okay, let's go. If that's all it takes to get your butt in the theater, understandable. Because honestly, that's all I knew about the movie. I had already made the decision to see Mickey 17 before I saw any trailers. I was already down. And I did know a bit of the premise. But even the premise doesn't tell the whole story. Oh, and by the way, there's all this society, the social commentary and stand-ins for somewhat unpopular but very all in the news all the time, bombarded with news about this current US president. You know what I'm saying? That's really, I didn't know that going in. I didn't want to be bombarded with that kind of crap. But that's just me. I like movies that take me out of reality. Not, hey, you know how bad everyone's life sucks? That's how it is in this movie too. See, look, it's exactly the same. Wow, great. I'm glad I went out for a night out for escapism. Anyway, sorry. I have opinions. Lots of movie trailers spoil the movies now. I'm all for that. But the problem is, like I said, I don't think the movie was put together well. The editing was and the pacing was bad. Again, I felt like the movie was okay, we're heading into the third act. We just got into the second. It was bad. I just don't like it. And some Scott, yes, the trailer cut by different people. The Batman and Justice thing was just me replying to you talking about douchey moviegoers. I get what you mean. Gotcha. Yeah, slow pans, fast pans, horses for courses. Eggers is a massive Tarkovsky fan, and that's a staple of his style. But that's the problem. Develop your own style. You know? I mean, look, it's fine that in Eggers and Osgood Perkins, they probably have their influences, just like everybody does. Anybody when they start out, but that's not good storytelling to me. That's style over substance. I don't care about style. Tell me a good story. Story is always, 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 always number one for me. Tell the story. Develop your characters. Story and character are the two most important things in the movie. Not how slow can we move this camera. I bet somebody's going to get really angry watching this slow pan. Yeah. That's not telling a story. Oh, it's setting the mood. Okay. Does anybody... I'm scared. Look, I don't want to beat it to a dead horse, which I already have. But I just don't agree. I just feel like that's part of the technical leg, the three-legged table. Character, story, technical side. To me, the technical side of Robert Eggers movies needs some tightening up. Character was that was odd. Story was fair. But it's also, again, you're making a movie. I just watched the original Nosferatu, and I've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula umpteen times. Anyway. I'm good. Oh yeah, enjoy seeing your DFW through your eyes. No more The Manager. No more. Do I still have that on here? I don't think I do. I think I took it off. I did. I don't have it loaded anymore. I love that part in Nosferatu when Anna's in the hall with the candle and it slowly pans right to this. So you think, what's on the stairs? Is it upstairs or downstairs? And then, nothing happens. Then it pans back left and you think, oh, okay. Yeah, some Scott, Pixel Phoenix, welcome. Good to see you. Did you see this? I got it. I got my replacement. Got it today. So, anyway. Some Scott, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I'm talking about there was a lot of that. I felt the pacing and editing were off on that too. And again, when you're taking a movie, a story that was told in 70, I believe 70 minutes, the original. Okay, I was wrong. 81 minutes. And then you expand that to 2 hours and 12 minutes. Just saying. And you know what? I could be guilty of too much comparing, you know? But I don't know. Just it didn't work for me the same. Uh yeah, David Fincher, Fassbender, Assassin Story. I'm sold. Yeah. The Killer was I enjoyed The Killer. A lot of people didn't really like it, but I enjoyed that one. But I also am kind of irritated that I, I mean, people keep talking about James Cameron, right? Well, I wish he'd stop doing these blue people movies and get back to telling some real stories or whatever, right? They don't want him doing Avatar movies for the rest of his career. I'm like, hey, if that's what he wants to do, dude's earned it. Dude's given us some of the best movies of all time, right? That's what I think. I think David Fincher should stop doing things with Netflix and get back to making movies for theaters. But that's just my opinion. Mark Ruffalo annoyed me in Mickey 17. Yes. Barbarian Strange Darling, the movie only works if you don't know the details. Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. And Strange Darling is another one of those movies, man. That was my number one movie of last year. That movie to me deserved like all the attention. I get it. If you like Anora, just do this for a second. You ready? I think Strange Darling deserved all the attention that Anora got. I thought Strange Darling was 10 times the movie that Anora was. And it didn't get any of the attention. And then I think Vinny Carbonite, I think there was a couple of people that said, I watched this movie on your recommendation and I didn't like it. So I don't know. I love Strange Darling though. To me, that movie is fantastic. I started an X copy of 3 terabyte hard drive on Monday at 4 p.m. to another drive still going. If that drive for the PS2 full of games. Wow, that's a long time. Tony Collette really grated on me, but I found all the British actors by far the worst. It was filmed in the UK, so use what you got, I guess, but they chose poorly. Wasn't Slow Pan the guy from Big Trouble in Little China? Played by the amazing James Hong. Bonobo Juice. That's why I like that you're here. Slow Pan. You mean wait, what does he say? Oh. Oh God, what's he say? I can't remember. Dude, Big Trouble in Little China. You want to talk about a movie that I don't care how old that movie is. It's a classic. It will be celebrating its 40-year anniversary next year. 40 years. What a fantastic movie. Just, God, I love that movie. Love it. Characters and their chemistry with each other is integral in moving a story. Saving Private Ryan comes to mind. Breakfast Club, yes. Remake Basic Instinct in cast. Who would you cast? Oh, God. That's hard because we are in a... Number one, they're coming out with a Basic Instinct 4K, and I'm like, that movie is... I don't care for it. I mean, I like when Paul Verhoeven does the almost that surrealistic, over the top violence. For some reason, I really dig that. But when he does the same thing for sex, I'm kind of like, whatever. Like I just don't care that much about Basic Instinct. But let's see. You need a mid to late 30s. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. You know, if they hadn't already done it, the cast of Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson in the Sharon Stone role and Adam Driver in the Michael Douglas role. I think that would be the acting to me, because to me, look, Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone, their acting is very B movie, and maybe that's what you need for that movie. But I think they could do it. I think they could pull that off. Now, I mean, ScarJo is probably past that point in her career where she's willing to, be naked for what 20 minutes out of the movie. But I think if they did that, that's who I would go for. I think that's a good, because you need somebody a little older, but still good looking. I think Scarlett Johansson and, man, again, Adam Driver would have to get the cop look back, and not the longer hair and the mustache and all that, get rid of all that. I think you could do it. I think that'd be a good one. But again, I'm kind of like, saying cinematography isn't storytelling in cinema is legit insane. Well, some Scott, again, we have differences in opinion on what yes, cinematography can be used to tell a story. Absolutely. Especially when the cinematography is acting almost like a member of the audience or is a POV thing or whatever. I totally get that. But slow ass pans all the time, I don't think it's necessary. We disagree on that. We disagree on the pacing of those movies. You obviously like that movie. I obviously don't. So we're going to have differing opinion. But it's not insane, what I'm saying. It's not insane to think that other people might watch the movie and go, this is taking a long time. No. Other opinions are, valid. So I just don't think it's necessary to take that kind of time. But that's just me. That's an interesting case for the replacement disc. Very minimal. Oh yeah, I love in fact I have some cases like this. When I was still burning DVDs and stuff, I still have the cases somewhere. But I mean, again, when you're shipping this for a replacement disc, basically out of your own pocket, I think this is a good move for a studio. But that's just me. Does Nosferatu have lots of bullet time scenes avoiding thrown stakes and shit to extend the runtime? No. That would be funny though. No, it's a different kind of story. Again, the feel of that movie it didn't work for me. It was too arty and again, you took 2 hours and 12 minutes to tell an hour and 21-minute story. And there really wasn't a whole lot of difference. And it's coming from somebody who really enjoyed a lot of Robert Eggers stuff. I liked The Northman. I thought The Lighthouse was genius. I loved The Witch. The Witch is one that The Witch honestly is the only Robert Eggers movie that I really want to own. But I really appreciated The Lighthouse and I really appreciated The Northman. Nosferatu was, to me, is just my least favorite of everything he's done. But that's just my opinion. I found a nice looking STL file for sale on Etsy to make a grip for the Retroid Pocket 5. Oh boy. Mindhunter Season 3. I don't think I ever finished that. I never finished. I mean, I was loving Mindhunter. Because you and Bucho were both like, oh my god, you gotta... Yeah. Great stuff. I should have used a disk clone software or perhaps Robocopy. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Ana de Armas. And me. No, I don't... Ana de Armas could play that part. Absolutely. I just, I don't know. Again, I was thinking Scarlett Johansson. It would get people in seats, mainly men. I mean, Sydney Sweeney, though, I don't, I don't think she's that great of an actress. From what I've seen, admittedly. But I also, I don't know. And maybe that's again, that's my. Haven't seen a whole lot of Sydney Sweeney acting. I've seen other things, but acting, I haven't seen a whole lot. All I've seen are interviews and commercials, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. While out drinking with friends during it, Nerdy, we sometimes play that remake in Cast 2. Oh, I know. I love that game too. I mean, we did it with Alien, remember? Like if they were going to remake the original Alien, who would you get for each role? I thought that was fun. Visual storytelling in a visual medium, that's not really an opinion. Yeah, but what is an opinion is whether or not that is worthy. You think it's worthy, but there are a lot of people who find that incredibly ingratiating and more of a point to show off style rather than of any substance. And again, we disagree on that, and that's fine. But there were things about Nosferatu that I felt were drawn out on purpose for no other purpose than to draw out the suspense, and it didn't do anything for me. That's an opinion. But there you go. I'm just saying it absolutely is necessary to tell the story Eggers wanted the way. I'm not saying I'm not telling Robert Eggers how to film this movie. But what happens though is that a movie comes out and then people watch it. And then we get to debate whether it's good or not. We can discuss and say, yeah, it's good. No, it's not, whatever. I didn't care for Nosferatu. I don't appreciate slow pans for the sake of slow pans and not Big Trouble in Little China. Right? Now, if for whatever reason they decided to get James Hong to play Nosferatu instead of Bill Skarsgård, now we're talking. Can you imagine the mashup of Big Trouble in Little China and Robert Eggers Nosferatu? Mm. Now this really pisses me off to no end. James Hong is awesome. But again, it's yes, Eggers can do whatever he wants. Bong Joon-ho can do whatever he wants. But that doesn't mean it's going to be good. Or if you want to go more subjective, it doesn't mean I'm going to like it. Doesn't mean you're going to like it. Doesn't mean anyone's going to like it. You can do anything you want as a filmmaker. But to me, a good filmmaker combines the two, can show you something in style and not feel like, from another standpoint, like you're wasting your time. I can be told a story in a way that gives me the same information without making me feel like, holy crap, how long has it been? To eat their own. Hands off my plate. The guy who played Edmund Kemper looked exactly like him. It was freaky. Oh, yes. Yeah. Mindhunter. Oof. I'll never tell someone they're wrong for not liking something, but I will die on the hill of a director's intention being necessary to a director's work. When did I say that that wasn't necessary? I'll tell you this. In his other previous movies, I didn't feel like Robert Eggers was just wasting my time. I felt like in Nosferatu there was a lot of that. And again, it just wasn't my style. And dude, I even reported on this here channel, which I mean, I don't know how long you've been around the channel, but I'm excited for his werewolf. I want to see it. I want to see what he can do with a werewolf story. It could be the same sort of thing, but it's not, from what I understand, it's not based on previous material. Now, maybe that's what he was doing, is he said, okay, I'm going to take this original material, this Nosferatu story from 1922 or whenever it was, and I'm going to put my own stamp on it, blah, 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 and it's going to be long and drawn out, and some people will be bored, and that's okay, because that's what I want to do. Maybe that's what he said. I wasn't bored in his other movies. I was bored in Nosferatu. But that's absolutely the director's. Do what you want. But it doesn't mean I have to like it. Anyway, who cares about her acting? You don't think there's any acting involved? I was trying to look for somebody who actually is a good actor, but just saying. Have Julia Sweeney instead? I don't know about that. Yeah, but Ricky, let's be honest. You're you get bored in a lot of movies, but that's okay. It's no big deal. I personally don't think that there's a whole lot to Basic Instinct. It's fine. I get it, but it's just not my kind of movie. But it's all right. I haven't been on numerous sets next to high-profile directors. The DOP usually takes the lead for shot and in-camera work, at least from my experiences. Well, true, but Robert Eggers and the DOP for, it's the same DOP for all of his movies. And here's the thing. There's a lot of Nosferatu that is absolutely gorgeous. Ow, I just bit the inside of my cheek. Absolutely gorgeous. But I feel like the editing could have been tightened up. It's my opinion. That's my opinion. They should make a new Nosferatu, but it's him and Abe Lincoln fighting. I would have Losferatu. Man, I just talk about a movie that I wish it with, for like, okay, if I had my way, go back in time, change things, right? Really change things. One of the things that I would do is make it so that they did a new Jack Burton movie every year for like 8 more years. Like The Adventures of Jack Burton with Kurt Russell. I would love it. And you know, make it good. Like I want it good. But that same character, I love that character so much. Jack Burton. It's great. I have mailed Robert Eggers and he replied saying he's joining your chat. Oh, really? Debate me. Go ahead, Robert, if that is your real name, Mr. Eggers. Does the director tell the DP what shot he wants, etc., and then leaves him to it? What did I just say? Scott. Well, it depends, right? I mean, look, Leon has definitely been on some big time movie sets, but it depends. Sometimes the director is very hands off about the way it looks. He just wants to have the thing shot. Some directors are very particular on what is being shot. and lets the DP figure out how, what lens to use, the lighting and all that kind of stuff. Some directors do it this way. So it depends on the thing, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that Roger Deakins, when he was lighting Blade Runner 2049, probably did his thing. I mean, they probably had discussions about what they were trying to go for, but I'm pretty sure Roger Deakins handled that part, Yeah, Abe Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Yeah. You was bored of all the boobies? How? Because, I don't know, I have the internet. I don't know. I can't say every director does it, and I'm not next to them for every shot, but as we have smoke and fire and shit to do. But when I have been there, I've seen DOPs completely take the lead on the shot. Yeah, but that depends on the director, right? It depends on the director and the DOP. Depends on the hierarchies. Because there's definitely, just from what I've seen, there are definitely times where the DOP does his thing. And the director is just like, let's make sure we got it. Right? And that's what he's more concerned about, the performances, not so much as the way it looks. You got somebody like Roman Polanski in Chinatown. Yeah. He wanted specific shots, specific setups, and all that kind of stuff, but it depends. But yeah. And yes, Starfox, you do get bored in a lot of movies. Imagine the director said what he envisioned beforehand or something, but I've seen with numerous high-profile directors that just trust their DOP. Yeah. Yaron Blaschke. Yeah. The DOP for Eggers. I couldn't remember his name, but yes. Do you remember Bill Hicks' bit on Basic Instinct and Michael Douglas petitioning for his part to be put back in? Absolutely. Absolutely, Bonobo Juice. What did he say? He said something along the lines of, Basic Instinct sucked. But after I watched it 8 times... Yeah. Every director's different, though. Nolan famously one camera and behind it all times, yeah. Holy crap. Man, I can't get caught up. Meanwhile, Ridley Scott films with 20 freaking cameras at times, yeah. And Ridley Scott has, yeah, amazing shots, but he's more about, he lets the DOP figure it out. And his, it's just weird, man. Ridley's a strange dude, but I love that attitude of capture as much as you can in the moment. And that way you have to do fewer takes. I love that. I just don't know how hard it is. It's got to be a nightmare to light, especially inside. I would love to go to a Ridley Scott shoot someday, but I'm not getting up there in the age department. If Eggers came into chat, it would slow connect in. Man, that screwed my cheek up. Gladiator 2 was a shit show. Gladiator 2 was awesome. Here's the thing. I enjoyed a lot of Gladiator 2, but it's not great. Especially in comparison to the first movie. The weird thing is, though, I watched almost back to back, week to week, right? Watch Gladiator, then watch Gladiator 2, right? The effects in Gladiator 1, especially some of the effect shots, oh my God, they're bad. They're so aged. But the actual story, the character, it's so much better. So much better. And yeah, I get it. When somebody says Gladiator 2 was awesome, yeah. Some of the action was awesome. But I also understand that, man, the character, yeah, some of that. Not worked with Nolan, but Burton Snyder seemed to let their DOP do their thing. James Wan was very involved from what I remember. Guy Ritchie was 50-50 off the top of my head. See? Leon's worked with some big guys. What about wait a minute. Did Alex Garland did he direct Annihilation or was he just a writer? I can't remember. Cuz you worked on that. Yeah, director Alex Garland. How was he? I'm just curious. Just curious. Ridley Scott is an amazing visual director and obviously great in communicating what he wants from his cameras, but he can only see one shot at a time, all I'm saying. Oh, for sure. And I guarantee you so much of that footage is just, you never see it. But I just love the idea of capturing. I don't think it's very efficient to do coverage, especially in dialogue scenes. And I feel like if you can light a room correctly, if you can light it properly, I'll say that, not correctly. If you can light it properly enough that you can have two cameras get coverage of a conversation, you should totally film with two cameras so that you can, every take, you've got multiple angles. You've got person A talking to person B, and then you can do that. I don't know how doable that is. And even Denis Villeneuve, he doesn't shoot with multiple cameras. He is a one camera guy, which means when you're doing a dialogue scene, he's got to get every angle and the actors have to do it all those times. So if, for example, at the dinner table, the beginning of Dune, when Timothée Chalamet is just waking up, Rebecca Ferguson is telling him to do the voice to give, for her to give him the water, right? All of that has to be shot from his point of view, and all of it has to be shot from her point of view. And so all of that, and then, okay, camera move. All of that. Instead of having two cameras getting both versions of the conversation all the time, you get twice as many looks at the takes. If you do, for example, if Rebecca Ferguson nails her performance in 3 takes, say, great, let's move on to Timothy. Let's see, Timothy screws up and it takes him 12 takes. Guess what? She's also got to sit there for those 12 takes. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing that it's like, to me, it's more efficient to use multiple cameras, but it's harder to light for both angles properly to get that done. I would love for every comedy that we do from here on out to get both sides of the conversation at the same time, so you can get twice as many cracks at getting that perfect edit, because you're going to get that many more takes. But we may not have the technology to be able to light properly for that. So I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Click off. Thank you. Some movies just hit. I get bored with a lot. I watch Akira Kurosawa ones and they aren't exactly action-packed either, but man, they just keep you watching. See, that's what's odd. You'll watch a Kurosawa film, which is definitely on the slower, and this is not just a Japanese thing. This isn't just a Kurosawa thing. This is like an age thing. Attention spans have gotten shorter over the last 60 to 80 years, right? Since Kurosawa's been actively, well, he didn't make movies into the 80s, but what I'm trying to say is the movies that you really like are from the 50s and 40s and 60s, right? Your attention span shouldn't like those, but you do. I find that fascinating. Snyder's an interesting chat, but holy Jesus, that stuff he did for Netflix was effing awful. Yeah. I watched Rebel Moon 1, the before director's cut, just the one, and said, not for me. Fast and Furious. That's right. Give it a wide berth. I couldn't even bring myself to watch part 2 of Rebel Moon. Yeah, me neither. So bad. It was so bad. You didn't even watch all of Gladiator 2? Oh, see, there you go. See, Ricky coming in and freaking, man, just trying to, holy crap, it's 9:45. Just trying to start crap. I didn't watch Dune 2. I'm definitely not watching Snyder Rebel Saga. Yeah. I need Snyder to swallow his pride, stop trying to be an auteur, and just adapt another sick comic book into a sick action movie. Yeah. Not Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Ricky. No. The Annihilation that Leon worked on. I didn't really have much interaction with them. The setups were very big, so I was mainly in the thick of it. Oh. I was just curious because Civil War, God, Civil War looked amazing. And Annihilation looks amazing too. I think Snyder just needs to, I don't care what he does. I just don't think he should write it. But yeah. The cheeky bastard released an extended cut. Oh yeah, see, I think everybody knows that Rebel Moon 1 and 2 and director's cuts and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I just don't think he should write anymore. Or maybe not. Hey, it's not my money, right? That's Netflix's money that he wasted. I don't know. Of course, they just wasted, what is it, $320 million on the latest Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown movie. Wow. Rob, no, what? 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 Never seen Annihilation. I remember having bad hay fever for a portion of it, and one of the actors was a complete asshole, and one in particular was awesome. I think I remember your stories, but them old movies are great, and somehow I love them, even though my attention span is all over the place. Yeah. I saw a video of Dustin Hoffman willingly farting next to Tom Cruise. Christian VS, welcome. Good to see you. Oh yeah. That's from Rain Man, right? I'm assuming. That's funny. I could have sworn it was barely about 8:30 last I looked. I know, it's crazy, right? I do remember Garland's DOP was Rob something. Forgot his last name. I did Testament of Youth with him. He was fine. Then he got an award for Ex Machina and was a twat. Try that again. Rob, no, it's a spawn on. He shouldn't write, just direct. Gotcha. Rob Hardy. Yeah, that twat. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to a couple of quick things. And then we can get out of here. I finally got caught up on the chat. But thank you guys. Seriously. This is part of why I love doing the live chat, or I love doing the live streams, because I get to talk to you guys. It's great. It's great. And we need to do a thing where because I did it for a while, where I would just have somebody come on and we just have a conversation. We need to do that again sometime. Maybe have a couple people. I don't know. I guess I need to figure out my because now Zoom is different. I guess I'd have to do it through, what is it, StreamYard? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't used any stuff like that. I know you can do it through Discord, but I don't know how well that would work with OBS and all that stuff. So we got to figure it out. But I think that'd be fun. But real quick, OnlyFans. Okay, maybe not. But I just wanted to bring this up. We talked about this on the Discord. But yeah, the first 3 episodes of Andor season 1 have just been put on YouTube, which I think is cool. Andor season 2 starts April 22nd. As you know, as you remember, I'm a huge fan of Andor. I think it's the best thing since the original trilogy. So I'm excited for that. And then, as I said, South by Southwest was this last weekend. I saw stuff all about the Criterion Closet and all that kind of stuff, right? It's cool. But there were also a couple of movies that premiered other than Drop. And the other one is this. According to Variety, if you don't believe in aliens yet, you're behind. So this new movie, The Age of Disclosure, that I've talked about a couple of times, premiered. And it really got me thinking. It really got me thinking. Wait a minute. I respect everyone in this chat, and Leon, as a movie nerd, it's genuinely fascinating to read your stories. And Rob, thanks for streaming tonight again. Phil, thank you. Thank you for saying such kind words. But real quick, the UFO stuff. Here's the thing. I'm starting to think that this is almost becoming a religious type thing. And here's the thing. In a lot of ways, I feel like I got Andor on 4K and it's ridiculous. Some Scott, I've been looking for the 4K release and I can't find it for less than like $100. It's dumb. And I guess it's because they're all sold out, but it just irritates me because it's like I almost pulled the trigger when it was like $42 and I just didn't. And I'm kind of kicking myself for that. But I mean, I can watch it whenever, and I probably would never watch the 4K discs, you know? Or it'll be a long time before I watch them, before I watch Andor season 1 again. But it still irritates me that I can't get it for, you know, I don't know. But the whole thing is, to me, it's like the idea about religion. In a lot of ways, religion is there in a macro view to sort of help, I guess, the knowledge that we're not alone, and the knowledge that there's a greater judgment, right? And even as bad as things may get, that there's always like an afterlife. There's something to look forward to. I started to think about it, and I'm sure that this point has been made somewhere along the way. Maybe I even heard it and subconsciously thought, oh, I thought this, and this is an original idea. It's probably not. I'm not going to take credit for this idea, even though I can't tell you who said it. But this reminds me of the way that people have been treating this alien thing. All the UAPs, the UFOs, the aliens, the whatever. This idea that there's gonna be something that's gonna save ourselves. That's gonna save us, right? Something's going to make this world better. Something that's going to shock the world into making it better. And in a lot of ways, I think that might be possible. But I also think that we shouldn't wait. We shouldn't wait on the possibility of aliens to make this world a better place. And we shouldn't have to have the fear of fire and brimstone to do the right thing. So that's the weird thing about this Age of Disclosure. From what I've heard, reviews are very good. But there's absolutely no proof. It's literally a bunch of talking heads again. Now, these are very high up talking heads. These are people that are still in government or in their roles in the government. And they're saying that, yes, these things exist and there's a process for us to release this information. I'm tired of hearing stories. I want, if you got something, if you got proof, I want to hear it. But like I said, I don't think that we should be waiting for the aliens to save us. We should save us. We have that ability. And we shouldn't need the fear of, eternal damnation to do the right thing. So that's my point. And I guess the more that I see this UAP stuff and the more that I read from people, the more I'm starting to see the correlation between the belief in UFOs and the belief in all that stuff. But anyway, I'm still looking forward to Joseph Kosinski's Alien movie and Steven Spielberg's Alien movie. Bring it on. I am down for that. I just don't know if I need any more, stuff. Uh, Talking about aliens, Neil Blomkamp should make a Half-Life movie of the game. I like Neil Blomkamp. He's another one where I won't say that I completely enjoy every one of his movies, but damn, they look good. Dude, Elysium, a lot of people don't like that movie. I get it. I understand it. I think that movie's gorgeous. I also love the creator, Gareth Edwards. I think that movie is fantastic. But it's also not everybody's favorite movie. They're like, oh, that's barely anything. It's barely a movie. It's so derivative and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I love it. I think it looks great. It's an experience, But I get it. And some people take that's almost that same feeling. Like a lot of Ridley movies. I'm a lot more apologetic when it comes to Ridley Scott because I love his style. I love the way he shoots, and I love the way that he puts things together. I will also admit that some of his movies aren't great. A lot of his movies aren't great, but I still love them. And a lot of those, I still love it, even if the story doesn't 100% work. Anyway, Neil Blomkamp though, like his style. Andor is the third Star Wars project I have lost. I am cursed to never work on a Star Wars. Yeah, that would be cool. $30 on Scamazon. Yeah, Andor 4K is what I would like, but every time I look for it, it's like $100, and I'm like, I'm not paying $100 for that. I'm sorry, not for something that like I said, it's on Disney Plus in 4K. Ensure the discs and blah 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 blah. I get it. Trust me, I'm a 4K guy. I get it, but I'm not gonna watch it that much. I had no idea that Neil Blomkamp, when he was going to direct Halo, he didn't, and then made District 9. I had no idea. We only got District 9 because the Halo movie failed. Thank God. Yeah, District 9's good. And Elysium, I love. Spoken like a true humanist, Rob. You talking about that's the thing. It's like I get this feeling that people think that if the aliens come, it's going to fix everything. No, we still suck. As a species, we suck. We don't even take care of each other. Now, like I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing. What's that line? I can't remember exactly the line, but it's something like, "Don't tell me that power can corrupt a person. You haven't had enough to know what it's like." Yeah. Those in power. Yeah. They will take advantage of anybody they can because they got there, right? And if you had the power, you'd act the same way. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is in our DNA or whatever that makes us treat people that way. But that's why when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I would never do that," how do you know? You ever been in that situation? No, you haven't. So you don't know. Oh, I'd totally stand in front of that, take a bullet for really? You would? You don't know that until it happens. I'm not saying it will, but I'm just saying you don't know. So anyway, I don't know. I kind of feel like we should just, be better people without, I don't know. Charlton Copley is a legend as well. Very nice guy. Hell of an actor too. Basic Disclosure starring Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. Yeah. Not that Disclosure. Alien Earth, man. Oh man, I cannot wait to see that. I'm so pumped. So pumped. See, we agree. See, Leon and I, we disagree on a lot of things, but we agree on creator. We like creator. And yeah, that first 30, 40 minutes of Romulus was badass. Actually, I need to watch it again. That's another one. That's a reason why I haven't purchased that yet. Is because it's on Disney Plus. If I want to watch it, I can. And guess what? It's been there for weeks and I still haven't watched it. So, what does that say about the 4K? Do I need it? Probably not. At least not right now. Chappie's my least liked one from him, and I haven't seen that one. We got time for AI images? Well, maybe one or two. I cannot believe. I mean, I have 4 things listed to talk about. I thought, man, I'm going to be done at like 8 p.m. And we had great discussions. That's why I love it. You just never know what you're going to get on the show, and I love it. It's just great. But sure, why not? Give me a couple prompts. I haven't seen Demonic or Gran Turismo. The OT is on D+2. The original trilogy. Oh, I mean, yeah, but I have those 4Ks. I bought those 4Ks before Disney Plus was a thing, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But Elysium was decent too. Matt Damon, yeah. With great power comes great ravioli. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, when Jack Palance said that, I was shocked. What? Yeah, District 9 sequel. Demonic is a shit sandwich, and Gran Turismo is just odd is fine, just odd director choice. I totally would have pushed Rose off that driftwood. Apparently Neil Blomkamp not had much luck getting movies off the ground. Well, I mean, who was it? It was it was Michael Bay. Apparently had a conversation or like texted James Cameron or something and said, "Yeah, I'm having trouble getting movies off the ground." And they were both like, "Yeah, Hollywood ain't what it used to be." Weird. It's literally just going to be the prawns coming back and retaliating surely. So high budget space Earth battle movie. Moist critical. You never need it until you do. I refuse to rely on streaming services to preserve film history. So many movies you just cannot watch until you own a copy. I mean, yes, absolutely. But in the case of Andor, it's not going anywhere. They're not taking Andor off of there. There's no way that April's gonna let me cancel Disney Plus and Hulu. So I'm fine. I still need you to talk me back into being a true believer. Bucho, I didn't say I didn't believe. I just thought that it was very interesting. All the talk around this Age of Disclosure movie has just been odd. Because there's more and more people are going, okay, I'm done with the current talking heads thing and all the different personalities out there. I just want to see some proof now. I've got all the information I need. It's great that you guys are making progress, but I'm done until we see footage or until we get to meet Zingbach himself. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that's where I am. I'm done. John Michael Edwards, the coffee man himself, the man who sent me 10 packs of coffee. Amazing. Which was good. Just watched Strange Darling. So much about that I love. Thanks for the recommendation. Thank you, John Michael. Next one, Paradise. Stop reading Sagan quotes. He's a CIA plant. Dr. Stephen Greer on the street corner looking like a snack. I don't think I'm doing it right. Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know if that'll work, but we're going to try it. I don't even know. Oh, crap, it's working. Oops. Generating. I don't think it's. Oh, yeah, yeah. That is definitely not Stephen Greer. Dr. Stephen Greer on the street corner looking like a snack. No, I don't think so. Can I? How do I? Oh, copy, save as. That is. I mean, not bad, actually. Power doesn't corrupt, it attracts the corruptible, Frank Herbert. Some Scott, I'll agree with you that I mean that's a very nice quote. The problem is I don't think that's 100% correct. I think power corrupts people. And in fact, isn't that the whole point of, or is he trying to say that, you know, Paul was always a murderous bastard? I don't know. I just don't agree. I don't agree with that. Some people are definitely corruptible. I think in my opinion, I think a lot of people don't do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. They do the right thing only for the fear of getting caught, the fear of, you know, hell and damnation and fire and brimstone. That's it. I think a lot of people will just not do the right thing. If they can get away with it, they'll do it. And to me, those kinds of people are corruptible. There's very few people that do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and because no one's watching it, or they're doing the right thing no matter if anyone's watching. You know, the kind of person that would, you know. And here's the thing: I'm not perfect. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, but I try to live my life in a way where, if say my grandmother was standing over my shoulder, that she'd be proud. Do I always do that? No. It's not. There's no way. We're imperfect people. But I still try to do the right thing, you know? I'm a sound guy, and anything other than lossless DTS HD or True HD doesn't cut it for me. We are having a Kathy Kennedy's leaving Lucasfilms party. Want to come? No. No, because she's not leaving yet. You only get lossy DDP tracks on streaming. It's, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, no, I get that. I can get that. I mean, I don't know. He's, you know. Yeah. Sometimes I can't tell. But I will say that the discs that I own that are on HBO Max, the discs sound better. Absolutely. So wait, a billion phone cameras. Would have thought we'd have seen a spacey alien by now. Instead, millions of that twerking to a camera in their bedroom. I mean, yeah. There's a shocking lack of evidence if there is as much going on as we keep hearing. Charlie would say something like, that stream is as flat as the time I waffle stomped a cow patty down the drain at a Holiday Inn on Cinco de Mayo. Who the hell is Charlie, and why would he say something so amazing? That stream was as flat as the time I waffle stomped the cow patty down the drain at a Holiday Inn in Cinco de Mayo. That's great. I like it. I like it. Jody B, welcome. I saw 3 fires fly quickly over my house late last week. They made no sound, and the highest one stopped instantly for about 20 seconds and took off following the other 2. They were heading east. Spheres. I should have guessed. But Charlie should have kept season 2 with T-Pain going. That's, I mean, Jody B, I mean, amazing if that's true. But like I said, I want proof. I want pictures. picks or it didn't happen. I'm just kidding. Glad to see John Michael and Leon just chatting away. I like it. I like it. I collect brimstone and Conan Exiles to make steel fire, then take iron and make steel. Then I make the lamentation of the women's. Oh, then I hear the lamentation of the women's. I try to corrupt as many people as possible. It is the way. Oh my God. Life a quarter mile at a time. Just got out of class. What I miss? Ninjinzu, all the things. We talked about movies. I showed off movies. We talked about movies and things. And some Scott and I got into a conversation about whether or not Nosferatu is style over substance or whatever. And we agreed to disagree that he apparently really likes it. I thought it was fine, but I thought it was slow. But that's it. And, you know, to me, character and story are more important than they trump everything. Style is nothing without a good character, good characters, and good stories. But we had a wily debate, and it was fun. There are a lot of perfectly moral, powerful people, though. They just tend to be ones forced into power reluctantly. It's the people who readily accept it, or especially seek it, that are the problem. I mean, you're not wrong. But I think a lot of people, I don't know. I think a lot of people are corruptible. But hey, just find Herbert's idea compelling. Oh, it's definitely compelling, dude. Herbert's awesome. What? I have got to go. I've got to pee like you crazy. Man, I can't believe it. Can you AI Kathy Kennedy leaving the office looking sad with people celebrating in the background? Well, that's why Stephen Greer didn't come up. I don't think you can use personalities in this Photoshop thing. It just won't work. It has to be... Charlie is moist critical. Neil Blomkamp was on a stream the other day. Gotcha. I keep looking up at night, but I don't see any of them stars moving, just a flickering. Any of chat played Diablo 4. Just started on PS5. It's okay. I played Diablo 4 until I got tired of it. Yeah, I played on PS5. Didn't I? Yeah, I bought the big bad crazy whatever, and I just lost interest. I don't have time to watch Charlie. Too busy spending all my time watching slow pan movie montages at 0.5x speed. Touche, some Scott. I want to try Path of Exile 2. I do too. But that's the thing, is I think that's a PC only game, and I don't play bump it. PC. I have Max. Asmongold greater than Charlie. Whoa, hey, that Leon said that. Charlie, Mr. Moist Critical with all your subs and all that stuff. I'm just a nobody. They were metallic. My friend saw them as well. I was looking up to see how clear the sky would be later from my telescope. One appeared, then the other two behind. Wind was going south and north. Interesting. Didn't affect them at all. See, I want to see something so bad, but Baldur's Gate 3. Sounds like the next Basic Instinct movie. Bald Who's Gate? What? Act 2, enjoying it, just not sure I'm playing now. Any choices? We don't need the AI that it will be real in a few weeks. Have a good one, Rob. Thanks for the stream. Phil, thank you, man. That was fun. I play Diablo 4 on PC. I call it Diabelos. You got to do this. Welcome to Diabelos. How would you like your soul? What? How far out are we? Whenever I say I'm leaving, you say you're leaving anyway. Oh, it's definitely we're wrapping it up here. It's after 10. One eyebrow up. True and real. I have time for a game this month, and I'm torn between BG3 and KCD2. I remember Baldur's Gate. That was one of my favorite games at the time. Anyone remember Minsk? PoE2. AI pick? We did this one. Oops. This one. Supposedly Stephen Greer and on the street corner looking like a snack. That was, yeah. Thank you, Rufus. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys. Ninskin Boo. I don't know what y'all are talking about. But here's the thing. I gotta go. I hope you guys had a really fun time. I had a great time. I always have a great time with great conversation and all you fine folks in the chat. But I'm going to go chill and urinate. Because that is my right as an American. As a tax-paying American, it is my right. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Please, if you seriously, this is no BS. There's a physical media section in Discord, right? All physical media all the time. You got sales, you got new releases, you got old things. You want to post what you picked up at freaking Goodwill? Put it in the physical media channel. I love it, man. I love seeing what everybody likes and what everybody gets and all that stuff. Do it. Do the thing. By the way, here's the link. It's I believe it's in every the Discord link is in every, what do you call it? Description. But there's the link to the Discord just in case. If you want to join, if you don't, hey, it's no big deal. But I hope you guys have a great night and a great week. And we'll see you next time. I have no idea if there's going to be a review this week because I did Novocaine. If I go see Black Bag, I might do a review for that. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. All right. Bye.